Hello,
Trying to teach me.
we're live.
Hello.
Hello.
Yes. Um, so
Welcome, viewer.
for those who did not watch last week's one shot, Zen is currently not playing in the group. He is not
Out of
able
commission.
out of commission for now. Yeah.
Yeah, doesn't matter.
Yes. Anna is here to join us as we play Hot Circle, which is Burning Wheel Light Edition, basically, using the setting that we developed when we played A Quiet Year. It's a very strange setting. How would we summarize it?
At some point, we're going to need a better map than this Roll20 screen map.
I disagree.
I very strongly want a better map.
I would describe this setting as if a bunch of people in like the late 70s or early 80s did like a lot of mushrooms and like made a setting.
It's 80s. It's an 80s action cartoon setting. There is both computers, there's cyber bullshit, there is swords and laser swords. There is no magic because we didn't say the words magic, but there
That's
is
true.
weird cults.
You know what this most reminded me of, and I realized it today. Apparently, Marissa's known it for days.
And
Or-
perpetual energy sources. Sorry.
Horizon Zero Dawn actually has many similar elements to this setting. It
Oh,
has
I was
cyber
thinking-
animals, ruined grass-covered cities, weird
I was thinking-
technology.
I was watching He-Man, the new He-Man show on Netflix, and I was getting
I wanna
strong
see
vibes
that.
from that because there's both laser guns and big swords, and there's no conflict.
It's both. Is both. All right,
Both are equally viable against tigers.
I have
Yeah,
Hot
both are
Circle
good against.
on my
Or
better
divine
services.
reigns.
Yeah.
There's Hot Circle. Perfect. So, Hot Circle is Burning Wheel Light. It is a game about exploring situations and beliefs, playing as people who change over time. So, of course, the best way to explore change over time is to have it all in a one shot.
Yep, all at once.
Yep.
One time, one place.
Yep. The premise for this is just at the end of our quiet year, the Frost Shepherds arrived, and you are all influential figures within the village. What do you do? It is also optional if one of you wants to play as the herald or representative or diplomat or war master of the Frost Shepherds. And okay, Anna, would you like to be the leader of the Frost Shepherds?
I'd like somebody to give a real quick recap of who the heck the Frost Shepherds are.
Because I made them up. Because I finished the thing. Shiny blue armor, laser guns, take over people.
That is all we
Cover
know.
the city.
We don't even know that they
Yeah.
take over people. We know, I think they have
I
shiny
just-
blue armor. There's a lot of them.
And they have
And they showed up, and they have guns. And we know
Yeah.
Base
That guy
Nothing
did-
else.
They're stormtroopers, but blue. They are blue stormtroopers.
the more, if you were playing as their representative,
You
you
can
can
make
just
more up
basically,
about them.
you can decide more about them, yeah.
Right now, we know they're marching blue stormtroopers. So
essentially the quiet year game ends when the Frost Shepherds come and you draw that card. And it specifically tells you, hey, don't look into or think too much about what the Frost Shepherds are. You're not building this year to like build defenses against them. They just are a thing and they come.
Just
that's the
show
end of
up.
the game.
Mhm.
So we don't
Okay,
really
sounds good.
Yep. The other entity is also the Jackals. That's basically the Frost Shepherds from the beginning of the game. It was before you were in conflict with the Jackals. No idea who they are. Never came up again.
We defeated the jackals. Now start the game. Like, that's what it said.
Yep.
And
I
then
think
the
we
Frost
decided we
Shepherds
actually
come.
ran away from them or something. Like we left the city to
We
come
never
here.
decided it.
Did
We
we leave
didn't.
the city to come here? There were
I thought it was we
cryopods.
came
We went
up
into
from the
hyperspace?
cryopods.
Oh, you came up
Yeah.
from... Yeah, you're right. Came up from cryopods.
I think it's like we fought with them because we were like mole people, but not the actual mole people.
there is bold people. We're not going to conflate it. And
Yep.
for purposes of the the next thing we're doing with the setting, I have decided I will be the last mole person. So now mole people are off the table for that one because I'm the last one.
Okay,
The last
unless you
mole
survive.
person.
But then it's my character, and other people can't play my character.
Fair.
We do
Yes.
chess
So
here.
there's a list of characters. Actually, we made a list of, let's call them names, even though they're not names really. For characters that we saw when we developed the village. Yeah, we just gave them by their titles. And then I guess we'll start. Anna, did you have a chance to watch the VOD of the video? It is long.
The one for the quiet year?
Yes.
I got the transcript and skimmed that.
Good enough.
Yeah, that's
good
enough.
word
As
for
much
word
as
what
we
I was gonna
remember
say.
anyway. So.
Yep. Okay. So I guess I'll ask first. What are you thinking for character concepts, people?
I'm hoping to play the Root Ripper. I want to be kind of this person who is very, very sure that destroying the grass is the most important thing that we could ever do. Doesn't matter what else is happening around in the world. We need to keep destroying the grass.
See, but here's the 2 lines of information. That's fine that you want to be the Root Ripper. I just want to reiterate the only 2 lines of information we decided about the grass. Neon purple grass is glow, and they keep the cyber tigers at bay. So the true things about them: it keeps away cyber tigers, and it glows.
There's
The third
3
true
things.
thing, though.
and it sucks away water.
Yeah, and that's the one that really worries me because we had a scarcity of water. That's an issue. Like, my envisioning of it seriously sucks away water, lie down to sleep in this grass, and you wake up not at all. Levels of a desiccated husk, it sucks away water, and I don't think that keeps the community safe to be surrounded by that. We've
Cyber
dealt with the
tigers.
tigers. Let's
But cyber
fix this
tigers.
water
I-
source.
I just want to have a cyber tiger. I don't care if I'm the dude who domesticated them or if I'm just a dude who has one. I just want one.
That's fine. Because one of the starting assets you can get is a special item or a relationship. I think a relationship with a cyber
Relationship
tiger
with a cyber tiger.
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah, I think that counts.
Where is that?
It's under assets.
I'm still liking the idea of being a cyber tiger, so maybe I'm a sentient cyber tiger, and I have allied myself with the Root Ripper in order to destroy the grass so that the rest of the cyber tigers can become part of the community.
That makes sense.
Sure.
You're the
We all
cyber
have
tiger
such
representative.
focus. We have such focus on the frost shepherds. It's like they came here, yeah, but cyber tigers and grass.
Yes.
Yeah.
I just came up with a bad name for a mole person, and that's all I really figured out.
Now here's the question: are you a mole person who worships the death cult?
No, I'm just a mole person.
Oh, I thought the mole
Okay.
people
We
were converted.
sacrifice most
Or
of
did
the
you
mole people
did you
the
pretend to
death cult.
convert but not really convert?
This is the last surviving mole person. There's a reason they didn't die. It's because of avoiding the death cult.
If you were part of the death cult, I would have asked your name be Holy Moly.
No, I am 1047 of the Market Street line because they're from the subways.
Is it the blue line or the red line? Which one
Oh,
is
it's
it?
the Market Street line.
Perfect. Brilliant.
I just came up with a bad joke on my way home from work one day, and that's the whole point of the mole person name.
Well, I think that's all the character concepts. Jordan, if now that Anna is probably going to be a cyber tiger, then I guess who are you? Are you an aqueduct guard? Person
I
with
think I'm
cyber tiger could work, but wasn't there like an old man or like an older person who lived in the pet sanctuary? Could
No,
you
the
be
old
them?
people eat. The
Oh.
old people
The old
eat.
people kicked the pet sanctuary people out, but we do definitely
Right.
have the shepherds who were domesticating the cyber tigers.
Not the frost shepherds, the regular
Just the
shepherds.
normal
regular tiger shepherds.
I think because I did it as like the aqueduct guards wanted to domesticate the tigers, so I think I'm an aqueduct guard,
Okay.
and maybe my relationship is just with Anna, and we're like bros.
Perfect. So there's basically 3 ways a person could have arrived in this village. 1, They lived in the old world during the conflict with the jackals, and went into a cryotube and woke up here. So when you make your character, you choose life paths. We'll go with between 3 and 4. 4 being basically like around late 20s or early 30s, and 3 being younger adult, more like early 20s or late teens. So when picking your life paths, depending on where you came from, you can like pick something that completely wouldn't make sense for currently being in this village, but could have made sense for being in the far past of some kind before we went to the cryotube. Or the other ways people could have come here is being a mole person, in which case, Indigo, go. You're welcome to say what the mole people world was like before they were nearly eradicated.
My first life path is subway board.
Perfect.
Subway born.
And the third option is there was a group of several hundred arrivals that we don't actually know that much about, or didn't know that much about what happened before they were before. So you can also just like say what you were like before then. Yeah, giraffe wrangler or
Wrangler.
I don't know.
I think I'll probably be part of the new arrivals because I remember as part of our quiet year thing, like the Aqueduct Guard got a lot more people from them.
Mm-hmm. So you could
Makes
say,
sense.
like, I believe we called the city area downtown. So if you think you would have been born there, you could do downtown born as like one of your first life path. Yeah.
Yeah, let's go downtown, like downtown born, and then
I'm
that's
going
3d6.
with working class born. So I guess Anna, you get to discover the
Tiger born.
yeah
Tiger born.
the social structure of these cyber tigers in the wild.
Just, packs. It's pretty standard. Quick question. I assume I will be getting a character sheet.
There are 4 character sheets in Roll20.
I would not
on the
suggest
second
using
tab,
those.
on the third tab or second tab. I don't remember. There's some the GM can see.
Yeah, I'm seeing 4 of those.
Second tab. Yeah.
So
just
you
claim
can
one.
Claim one basically, and rename it to be
Cool.
yours.
Ooh, I like fabric.
I was going with the piece of paper.
That works.
Oh,
too.
you printed it out.
Yeah, because my printer is literally arm's reach away from me.
Nice.
I just printed it.
Alright.
I'm gonna do that because I don't want to sit here
there you
trying
go.
to smash the Burning Wheel character sheet to work for Hot Circle.
Yep.
I'm just
don't
doing
recommend
it on the
Just, you
bio
can
info
just
part.
type
Yeah,
it
I
in.
see that. I'm gonna revert to a notepad so that I'm not worried about Roll20 eating my character.
That is good. That is a-okay.
Yep.
We're gonna rename a sheet though, so we all remember my amazing name.
I approve.
Okay, so yeah, I'm probably, I don't know, Tigerborn. I think probably it makes sense to take a second life path of Aqueduct Guard. So I was hanging
Yeah.
out with,
It's true.
does
Yeah.
your character have a name yet?
Oh, he shall be known as Walker on Water. I don't know.
Walker.
Someone...
Sounds good.
Walker, yes.
I
Walker
like it.
slash water.
Yep.
Water.
So
How do you spell water?
if you
I want to spell
do
it
you
with
want
2
the-
D's.
Sure. WDDER.
what else are you all thinking for life paths as you proceed down?
My second life path is gonna be Tunnel Digger.
That makes perfect sense. Yeah.
And then as far as my third life path goes, I don't know what you would call it, but suspicious of the surface people, so I like
Surface
skulker.
Surface skulker.
Surface skulker. Yeah, that's my third life path.
Perfect. You're one of the few who learned to survive on the surface.
Yeah.
Yeah, the
Now
youth
I'm-
life path I find kind of difficult because
Now I'm the last.
Yeah, I was
mole
like, what did you
person.
do as a kid before you were working? Especially Marissa, your
Well,
character
the
was in
Born
the old
life
world.
path. The Born life path covers like till young
like-
adults.
Yeah.
Does it? I thought it was just. It was like
when I was
That was like
looking
5 to 10
pre.
years.
It covered up to like 5 or 10, but once
Yeah, 5 to 10.
it basically
and then
once
so
you
the second life path represents the role in youth, the third in apprenticeship.
yeah.
So
So it could be like school if you went to school.
Yeah.
Would be a
that
thing.
makes sense.
but the mole people dig tunnels. No need for school.
Yeah, you're old enough to hold a pickaxe. You're old enough to swing it. Double.
Yeah.
My school was traversing the wastes, so
Perfect.
See, there actually being quite a bit of education to go into mole people, because I mean, tunnel engineering, preventing collapse, underground pockets of
No,
gas.
no,
There's a lot
that's
to
a
learn.
tunnel engineer, not a tunnel digger.
Tunnel diggers follow the instructions of the tunnel engineers,
They're different jobs.
but the tunnel engineers are always arguing, I imagine.
Yeah, there's about 5 tunnel engineers to every 1 tunnel digger.
All right, I'm going with working class born school kid, and if I go with 3 life paths here, I'm going to go with gardener. And basically say, hey, look, I was the only one who woke up with any kind
Gardener.
of this knowledge. So as, a apprenticeship, don't really know what I'm doing, I'm suddenly in charge of something. That seems to matter.
Yeah,
And if you
so life
feel
paths-
life paths are usually meant to be several years, and the quiet year was 1 year. But if you feel that the quiet year itself was impactful
I
enough,
think-
then
I
you can
think
totally
we
take
were
a life
set-
path.
yeah. I think our year was more of a decade.
That's what it
and
felt like.
The
Yeah.
a lot of stuff happened.
the start and the end are just the seasons aren't really the actual seasons, just the periods of time represented by the terminology of a season.
Mhm.
It was more of a quiet decade that was bookended by war.
Or they
Yeah.
just have really, really long seasons.
Yeah.
Unclear,
Game of
Climate,
Thrones
but,
climate
style.
change screwed everyone over. That's what happened.
but not a fiscal year for
No.
sure.
I'm trying to figure out what my third would be because it seems like this game you don't want to overlap. Like,
No, if you
it makes
overlap,
sense.
there is benefiting to overlap. If you overlap and you take the life path twice, it's 4d6 instead of 3d6.
Oh no, I was saying overlap with another character because like my
Oh.
third life pass would be Aqueduct Guard, but
I mean, that's assuming you're all working together, which is not
I think
necessarily
it
the
still
case.
makes sense to have that level of overlap.
okay. How do you spell aqueduct?
I made it up.
No
Aqua, and then duct.
Aqueduct.
Yeah, that's it. There's no nuance.
Oh well, according to autocorrect, that's wrong.
No,
I'm a tiger. I don't have to spell.
you can't even do math.
It's Aquae, like AQUE.
Oh yeah, because it's a Latin base because it's Roman.
Oh. Okay. I think I literally
And then
spelled that wrong.
Are we
That's funny.
doing?
We might have.
Yeah, you spelled it AQUA.
Yeah, that's not a Latin
Aqua de
base.
cut.
So I'm taking Tigerborn for second life path Waste Hunter.
Perfect.
You know,
Yeah,
running around the waste,
That's what
pouncing on
tigers
things.
do.
that sounds
They're
right.
tigery.
And then at some point I became sentient. No idea how. And then I was an aqueduct guard for a while.
Maybe that's how it turns out. Like, if you became sentient and became an aqueduct guard, it's up to you, Anna. Are all of the other tamed tigers also sentient?
It is entirely possible. I wouldn't necessarily know because
it's
this happened
so-
very recently.
We don't know yet.
Okay.
We're
Just
tigers. We're
imagining
lone
all the-
hunters.
All the tigers going around like, am I the only one that
I
thinks?
don't want to reveal that I'm sentient yet. Do I show my hand and say I'm sentient?
It's like conspiracy theory from
Play dumb.
the thing. Yeah, like if you tell that you're sentient, maybe I'll go not be sentient anymore.
Yeah.
I'll
So
lose
the other thing that we need, the other thing we should figure out, because after life paths is traits.
Yes.
We have the 3. So it's 3 true facts about your character that you write under the traits thing.
People call me blank.
Yep. They are a big distinctive thing. So, yeah.
Yeah.
If someone wants to start, they can give us examples.
I
I
do
was-
have 3. Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say mole person is one of mine.
That's fair. You're the last one
are
left.
the
So yeah,
mole
you are
person.
the mole person.
Yeah.
I am the mole person.
So, yeah. Marissa, you had some?
I'm thinking of going with insistent, short-sighted, and empathetic because there's got to be something redeeming here.
Okay. Those aren't bad. One thing that I take in mind when it comes to traits are usually if they are a capital T trait, you aren't just unempathetic person. You are the most empathetic person in the room at all times. In any
It doesn't
room.
do the capital T thing.
It doesn't? Oh.
You look at the example character. There is Casper the Ghost is the example character in the book,
Mhm.
and Casper is friendly, cute, and ghostly.
Okay, yeah, never mind. Then I take that back.
They're
Our
just
spillover
three
from Burning Wheel to Hot
yeah,
Circle.
they're
Yep.
just 3 true facts about your character.
Okay. So then they're just they're more like normal traits, not capital T traits.
I feel like one of mine should be fast because I grew up running away from cybertypers. There was a lot more of the Water Clan, but he's the last one.
Brutal. So cyber tigers are elsewhere as well then.
Yeah, I like.
Cyber tigers, the alpha predators
Did they
of
come
this
here for
world.
refuge from the cyber tigers? They heard the grasses will provide
We
shelter.
heard the grasses keep them away, and nope, we were wrong.
Oh.
Well, I think that group of people was part of a much larger group elsewhere, even so. Yeah.
I imagine it was a larger group, and because they traveled for so long, it just shrunk to
The
100.
cyber tigers were just there was like being followed by packs of cyber tigers who would continually
This
prey
is
on
a
the weak.
horrifying world. There's plants that suck out the water from everything.
Mummification
There are cyber
plants, yeah.
tigers. And there's a bunch of other stuff we don't know about.
And blue stormtrooper.
And blue
Yep.
stormtroopers.
So I got Mole Person, Slacker, and Hardy.
Slacker, I love it.
Yeah, I'm a lazy mole person. All of the proactive mole people are dead.
Can I have faith of the water?
What?
Huh?
He buys into the water faith. Remember we set up the death cult versus
that's
water.
That's more of an asset.
Oh,
Water
okay.
faith wise would be what you're looking for.
Okay.
So I'm up to 2. I'm going for surprisingly inconspicuous and huggable.
Yes.
Inconspicuous, huggable, and I'm assuming toothy.
For that.
Toothy, sharp, dangerous.
I'll
Sneaky
do
could also work. Oh, I guess you have that with
Striped.
probably no, because street smart's like a wise thing, right?
Yeah.
It's hard to find a trait that is not just like the wise.
I'm gonna go with how about algebraically adept, because I feel like being good at math despite being a tiger.
Yeah, you're a tiger calculator.
Your cyberness is because there's like a TI-82 in you.
Yeah, it's a tiger who's been digifused with a TI-82 calculator.
When we have a math problem, we'll go to you.
But whether or not you can do math is a different story. If you give it numbers, you can spit it out.
You have no idea how much RAM is required to make an accurate pounce. Just saying.
It's true. Especially with cyber legs, if you pounce far enough, you gotta account for the rotation of the Earth like a sniper
Probably
would.
calculating not geometrical. That would be more like a shape. Calculating is definitely a trait.
Okay, I have fast, I have perceptive. I want one that's like a personality.
Quiet could
How
be
do you
both
tend
a
to relate to
personality.
others?
Short-tempered, impulsive.
Oh man,
Kind.
I kind of want something that's like gullible but not as bad.
Credulous?
Clumsy, conceited, bizarre.
No, like
Unskeptical?
I just have a big list here.
I got it. Child at heart.
Naive.
Yeah, kind of like I like child at heart more because like he
So-
sees a cyber tiger that's cute and cuddly, he's gonna hug the cyber
So it'd be
tiger.
people call you childish.
Childish, thank you.
Excellent.
Childish.
So we have traits, we have life paths,
Beliefs and instincts?
then we got assets are next.
Oh.
Yes. How many assets do we get?
For one for each life path. So it's either a wise or a skill. A wise is just knowledge of a thing.
Yep.
So for each of your three or four life paths, you pick a wise or a skill. Wise is like human wise or tiger wise or unknowable pain wise or whatever. And a skill is a skill. And relate like one for each life path, and then for one of your life paths, you have a special item or relationship. So something special, for instance, for my tunnel digger life path, I have some sort of like trenching tool.
Hmm.
So this might be a little bit out there, but for my Tigerborn, I was thinking waste-wise. Is that a thing?
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
good. Knowledge
works.
of the waste.
Okay, good. For Waste Hunter, I was thinking pouncing, because that sounds like a skill.
Yeah.
Skill
And
pounce, yeah.
Or smelling, if you wanted to do smelling.
I like pouncing better, personally.
I have an ancestral mattock, which is a hand tool for digging, prying, and chopping, similar to a pickaxe.
Quick question. As an aqueduct guard, do you get paid?
You get paid in water. That's what
I was
we
going to say,
want.
I don't think this place is big enough to
We have
actually
no
have a
economy.
functioning economy. It's just we're all pitching in
This
to
is
survive.
survival.
Yeah.
My first wise is going to be really useful then, because it's money wise.
Oh, I got
No
dirt
economy.
wise.
We use other things as money, like water and not dying.
Yep. Oh, and also
Um,
sometimes shifts on the nice sleeping beds.
That's
No,
true.
I built a pit complex on purpose. Everyone has an apartment. So there's also
But
people that don't
wouldn't the
want to live in a
bed
pit.
still be
Little-
made of stone?
It's your apartment. You can put whatever you want in it.
Give me your hat. What will you give me? I will not kill you. Yep, that is a fair deal in this economy.
Yep.
I will not throw you
Listen.
to the cyber tigers in the suffocation grass.
During the game, I believe I was the one who instigated a group of people tried to actually put together a code of laws, and it was torn down immediately, basically.
Yep, they got thrown into the pit.
and killed for daring to try to implement laws.
Oh, there are laws. Your laws were not pit throwing based. So.
I know.
We
it
have
was
the law of Mortal
horrible.
Kombat.
Exactly.
If there is a dispute, both of you stand next to the pit, and the last one standing next to the pit wins.
Trial by
Okay,
pit
so
throw.
for Downtown Born, is elsewhere wise okay? Because like I know about other places than here.
You know about everywhere else.
That feels
Yeah.
broad. I mean, downtown wise makes sense though.
Okay.
So like because we also established that for one reason or another, downtown surrounds this entire place somehow, or that it seems to.
Okay.
So that still would be a lot.
What skill would you call dark vision?
Dark vision? Just straight
Dark
up.
Sounds more like
vision or
Great, honestly.
nocturnal or nocturnal eyes. I don't know.
I'm gonna go for
Nice.
tremor sense. That seems better for
Tremor
subway pork.
sense.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So for Waste Walker, I want to have something that's like I'm good at spotting danger, which is why I survived.
I mean, danger sense is a thing you could
Yes.
have of just like remember that
Oh,
also
danger-wise.
can be an instinct. Danger wise would also work. You also could save that for an instinct. There's an instinct in regular
yeah.
Burning Wheel that handles that, and it was like a special one that you had to get through different ring. But this is Hot Circle, so you could just have it.
Okay. What do I want for surviving the waste?
I have parts of fate in here.
Hunting wise? Or just
Uh,
hunting? No, hunting wise is knowledge about hunting.
Yeah,
You would just want hunting.
You want the skill hunting to.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll take hunting,
Yeah.
and then
Also
Aqueduct
remember,
Guard.
this can also be a possession. So if you know how to hunt, it doesn't necessarily mean you have a bow.
I would
Yeah.
like for my Aqueduct Guard life path asset to be arms or armor. Can I choose
get-
one?
Yeah, you get
Hey,
one
can I get
special.
arms? With
You get-
opposable thumbs attached?
Yeah,
get-
opposable
Cyber arms.
cyber arms.
You get one special item or relationship to a like
Yes.
thing.
So it's not
and
just
that
regular
says-
arms. It's like, yeah, what I guess, Jordan, basically up to you. Is it like a gun, or is it like an electro poleaxe, or what is it?
I want a cyber spear.
And we'll
Could it
just
be like
figure
a
out what
laser
it be.
spear?
No, it's a spear that folds up to about this big, but then goes full size.
It's like an expanding spear.
I
It's a
was
monkey
thinking
king
like
spear.
I was thinking like a spear that like instead of throwing it, you shoot a laser out of it, but it's gotta like recharge, like something like that.
Oh, like the it's in Black Panther. Yes, I'm good with that.
The laser
Okay.
javelin.
Yeah, and they just like fire it, and
laser.
it's like, yeah, that can destroy a tank. Probably
Yeah.
not that. It's probably not as strong as that one, but
Yeah, it's probably not tank strength, but it'll
No.
go through a human.
Yeah, that's all it needs to do.
laser pike.
So I'm getting a flamethrower.
I have an
Seems like the
ancestral
appropriate-
digging tool. I don't. All of your cyber nonsense.
Yeah, I think I'll probably will go for that, like some kind of like cybernetic arm attachment that provides me with an opposable thumb.
You could
That's
also have a
great.
relationship. You could also have a friend.
I have a friend. I already have a friend.
We already have a friend.
True.
We don't need to waste our assets on being friends.
We already are friends. It's just we might stab
Yeah.
each other in the back. We're getting discount friends.
Yep.
Listen, yeah, I might have some hangups about growing up running away from cyber tigers. You might have some hangups wanting to hunt me, you know. We're trying to work through our cultural issues.
All right, I think the last thing is beliefs and instincts.
Hmm.
Quick question, just so I've got the rules correct. We get 3 things, and one of them gets to be, or 3 things, assuming we have 3 life paths, and one of them gets to be a special something. Yes.
No, you get for each life path, you either get A, a wise, or B, a skill.
Ah.
And then for one life path, you either get a thing or a relationship.
Okay. I'm just gonna take
Instead of the
swimming.
wiser
as the-
skill?
No, in addition to.
Okay.
But
Oh,
only,
so
but it still has to be related to a life path. You can't be
Oh,
like,
okay, cool.
I have a laser sword and not have any laser sword related life paths.
okay, so I get the item of laser spear, and I could get the skill laser spearing.
Yeah.
Got it.
Or hunting. That also might not
I
be
I
too
get
slow.
hunting from Waste Walker.
Yeah, that doesn't count. Yeah, then you also get an aqueduct guard skill.
Ooh, actually,
Awesome.
in that case, I think I'll take hunting too. I hope you don't mind.
You're good. We can hunt. We became bros by hunting together.
I taught you how to hunt. I'm taking hunting from waste hunter and pouncing from aqueduct guard because that's what guards do. They pounce on people. At least-
Like, I like how you took hunting from Waste Hunter and I took hunting from Waste Walker.
But the aqueduct guards are like, nope.
No, we just defend. That's all we do.
Yeah. So beliefs are the sentence structures. I believe blank, so I must blank.
Yep. I really like how this game, like Hot Circle, describes beliefs in a clear
Mhm.
way. It's honestly succinct way I've seen it. Yeah. I believe stance, so I must goal. So, you're welcome to make beliefs. You're welcome to ask questions about each other's or ask for suggestions. As for my own, because I have NPCs, they will not be as in depth as any of your characters. But I still, since no one is playing a Frost Shepherd, I will be portraying the Frost Shepherds. I recommend making at least one of your beliefs centered around the situation that the Frost Shepherds are here.
Yeah, one of the 3 has to include the word Frost Shepherd.
Yeah,
I also
sure.
recommend, though it's less strongly, it's very much more optional, having one belief that is focused on another player character.
Oh, cool. Because my first one is I believe cyber tigers and people could get along. So I must show Pitfall, and then I gotta figure it out.
So,
Yeah, I've got. I believe that water should be natural and sustainable, so I must, and I'm going to do something along destroying the aqueduct. We'll see.
Oh no. Wait, water must be sustainable, so I gotta destroy the thing that brings us fresh water sustainably.
Natural is
it's
the
not
important.
natural
Yeah,
water.
I need some more.
And because they're frost shepherds dressed in blue, I am looking up at different types of blue in order to have all of the frost shepherd characters be named different shades of blue.
Yeah, I just as another big my point about their blue armor. It is the cool blue of Gatorade. It is the Gatorade cool blue color. That is what their armor
So
color is.
Like a cyan blue.
I'll post the Gatorade flavor I'm thinking of.
Gator. I guess there's two. I think they're the same. There's like a light blue and a less.
It's the
light.
cool blue.
Oh,
that
okay, I
is the
see
name
it.
of the
Yeah,
flavor.
I see it.
That is the name of the flavor of Gatorade.
I see it. Because wait, they're both called cool. They look different. Weird.
They're
Glacier
okay.
Freeze.
They're called
There's Glacier Freeze and Cool Blue. We're looking for Cool Blue.
Okay, now I need Gatorade flavor names so that I can name some of them after different Gatorade.
I like the idea that there are two guys in the Frost Shepherds named Cool Blue, and they hate each other.
Yes.
They're like, I took the name first. No, I took the name first.
When threatened, dig deeper.
As an
Is that your
instinct?
instinct?
Yes, that's one of my instincts.
Okay. I believe the Frost Shepherds are here to destroy us. I must rally fighters.
What do we know so far about the Frost Shepherds?
They have blue armor and laser guns.
That's all we know.
Legitimately, that's it.
I can give you some more information. They are not immediately hostile. They are not likely to leave anytime soon. They definitely have a reason for being here, and you will be meeting one of the representatives, I would say shortly, because while I intend it to be the first scene, I also know that some people can be like, but before then, I do this thing. So let's just say early.
Okay, I'm not sure that my character really has enough information about these things to form a considered opinion.
Oh, and the last time people showed up here, there was effectively a civil war. Not the Frost Shepherds.
Basically a war.
Like, just the group of outsiders, about 200 of them. And there's
Yes, but
now thousands of them.
But
Thousands
how
of
do
Frost
they
Shepherds.
relate to the tigers?
It depends if the tigers share about
Yeah.
people.
Yeah, do you see them as just blue cans of food? Or
So, my response to that would first be a question. Do you want to say if they have if the tigers know about these shepherds, and like, are they known to be they have guns, so are they like one of the few groups that hunt tigers in return, and like the tigers are scared of them?
That's possible.
I believe the Frost Shepherds may be more amenable to destroying the grasses than our people. I should help them seize power.
I'm possibly going that way too. They're Frost Shepherds.
no.
They're about killing off living things, so I think they might be useful for killing the grasses, but they might also kill the tigers. So, it's kind of a half and half here.
Okay.
Okay, I have
I'll work on it.
my last belief is I believe Pitfall is the last bastion of civilization. I must defend it to my last breath.
I believe that the grass is the greatest threat to establishing a safe community, so I must prioritize its removal at all costs.
Need instincts.
I am making up ideas for the Frost Shepherds and completely. Right now, I've written down
Every dumb thing you say about the Frost Shepherds, I then need to echo.
Well, here's my thing. As someone ranks up within the Frost Shepherds, they gain more blue-related names.
Ooh, I love stacked names.
Yep.
More blue-related names.
So the lowest rank would have a single name, and then the leader has 7 names or something.
It's like now we're introducing the leader, blue, aquamarine of the ice fields. Like, just go down the list.
Yep.
Okay. I think my first instinct will be always protect cyber tigers.
All right, I have figured it out. I believe that the frost shepherds wield winter. I must therefore not piss them off because otherwise they might destroy my entire race.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I'm not sure if it needs to be positive as this is a not doing something.
No,
Oh,
that's-
actually, let's go with blue or ice related.
Yeah,
names.
blue
I
or
think that
ice.
works. I
Yeah.
think that
Yeah, because you don't want to take it's like not taking an action, but in an actionable way, right?
Yep.
instincts. Always assert my opinions loudly. Always defer to authority. And when there's spare time, then I will go pull grass.
I need one more
Sorry,
instinct.
can you give me those again so I understand how instincts work?
Instincts are either always, never, or if then statements. Always do X. Never do X, or when X, then Y. And basically, if your instincts get you into trouble, you get good things. So you want ones that'll either get you into trouble or say, no, wait a second, my instinct is I always draw my sword. What do you mean it takes second or I've been disarmed? My sword is right here, I always draw it. So
Yep. It's always meant to be a good thing. If it would be bad for you, you get to decide if it happens. It's always up to you. So it's not forced to trigger if you don't want it to. And I think you get a reward for using it to get yourself into trouble, but again, that's up to you.
Beautiful. Then my first instinct will be great. If something disappears around a corner, chase and pounce on it.
I don't think you get a reward for this here.
I think you still do.
I think you do.
Following an instinct that causes significant complications gives you 1 fate point.
Oh, where does it say that? Under fate?
Page 18.
Oh, cool. Okay. So
Cool.
my beliefs are the surface is dangerous, so I must survive. I don't know if that's a functional one. People have suggestions how to make that better. That's the one I'm most questionable about. The
Yeah.
Frost Shepherds are just the newest threat. I will use them to further my cause. I don't like my first belief. I'm already changing it. I don't know what to change it to.
What is your cause?
I don't know. It's unclear.
So no one here serves the death cult, as far as I'm
No.
aware. Huh.
No.
Hey, I'll have to make a death cult NPC too.
My third belief is the Root Ripper is out of touch. I will never trust him.
Much approval.
Yep.
Oh,
My instincts real fast are when threatened, I dig deeper, which can be applied literally and metaphorically. Never put it all on the line. Always have my mattock, which is the digging tool.
Anna, does your cyber tiger have a name?
That's an excellent question. I don't know if cyber tigers have names.
They reject the concept of names.
They reject names.
Well, we have names. It's just you guys are completely incapable of pronouncing them as they're completely based on scent.
I love that. That's great.
I'll be sharp and slightly pungent.
Okay. I I believe cyber tigers and people can get along. I'm gonna show Pitfall this by working with sharp and slightly pungent.
So if anyone has any good mole person beliefs, I'm short one.
Mole person beliefs.
What was the first one you were working off of that you're like, I don't like that one?
The surface is dangerous, so I must survive, but that doesn't really seem like an actionable thing. And it kind of... whatever.
I will
It's not
survive
that
at all
important.
costs, maybe. Like it's very much no
I
matter
believe the
what goes
world is
wrong here.
dangerous, so I must survive. Yeah.
I'm
The
the
at all
last...
costs makes it a lot more dramatic and makes it harder for you to move around when it's in play, which is nice.
What
But
about
I also have
something
an
like
instinct about it to never put it all on the line, so that's like kind of doubling down. I
Mm.
want one that's
Okay.
a different tact.
what
Do
about
you have
something
any?
like the surface is dangerous, therefore that's where all the good stuff is to be found?
That's good enough.
Another idea I had is if you have any feelings towards the Death Cult or any of the other people, because there are NPCs like Metal Raider, for example, I believe was the first one to
He's the
attack.
one that led the crusade.
Yep.
Yes.
Metal?
Metal
I do
Raider.
Metal
not remember
Raider.
him.
Metal
Yeah.
Raider was like, we need metal, and there's metal in the subways. Let's go down there and get the metal. Oh, there's mole people here. Let's kill them. And then it
Yeah.
evolved from we're killing them because we need their metal to kill them all for the Death Cult.
Blood for the blood god.
So, you know.
Metal Raider ended my people. I will
must-
not forget.
Okay. Anna, if it's cool with you, I made an acronym for sharp and slightly pungent as SASP.
Yep, sounds great.
I will not
Excellent.
forget this.
Maybe do you maybe want to make that something more active than just not forgetting? I will have my revenge. I don't know.
I'm lazy though.
You can throw him down the pit.
I will have my passive aggressive revenge.
Passive aggressive revenge.
I feel like I'm gonna be passive aggressive enough about Metal Raider to not need to state my belief to be, because not forgetting means that there is no way to convince me that a great wrong was not done to the mole people.
Honestly, I can't argue with that.
Cool. So I've got my beliefs and instincts sorted. Recommendations for improvement always welcome. So, beliefs. I believe that the cyber tigers will die out in the waste, so I must destroy the grasses so they can enter the community. I believe that I'll be experimented on if too many people realize that I am sentient, so I must pretend to be a regular cyber tiger. I believe that the frost shepherds will winter, I must therefore not piss them off, lest they wipe out the tigers. For instincts, I have, if something disappears around the corner, chase it and pounce on it. Always defend my allies, and never share food.
Nice.
Those are good. Those are really good.
Yeah.
Especially with no defined allies.
Whoever is friend at the time. Yeah, so mine are, I believe cyber tigers and people can get along, so I must show Pitfall this by working with sharp and slightly pungent, aka SASP. I believe the frost shepherds are here to destroy us. I must rally fighters to the aqueduct guards as a defense. And then I believe Pitfall is the last bastion of civilization. I must defend it to my last breath. Instincts. Always protect cyber tigers. Never be caught off guard. And if the mood seems dour, then I will lighten the mood with a joke.
Be right back. I have to feed the cat.
The cat's following you.
Your own miniature cyber tiger.
So I'm trying really hard to work the second belief that I've got, something around the aqueduct. But honestly, I'm not really feeling it that much because it's not. It's multiple crusades on my character's part. Any other ideas from your guys' characters what I can be honing
What
in
is
on
it?
there? Right now, I believe that all water should be harvested for the sky, so I must try to dismantle the aqueduct. But really, I'm just looking for something that relates to you.
Um,
Possibly dismantle the aqueduct guard so it can be destroyed.
That seems like a lot of steps.
one of the options is you could be convinced that the grasses were planted by mole people in order to suck the water down and feed it to the underground. So there's a mole person
Yep.
conspiracy.
It's a mole person
That's it. I've
conspiracy.
got it. Perfect. Thank you. I believe that the mole people planted the grasses to harvest the water.
Only
could also
one
be-
of us.
You could also believe they're not really dead. They're playing dead. Like, there's more down there. And,
And this mole that's here is a spy.
well, they're
He's a
trying to
mole
stop
spy.
you. They're here to stop you from
It's a
destroying their
mole.
Not
precious
you
grasses.
specifically.
Yeah, they recognize the threat that you are.
Beautiful. I believe that the mole people are still alive and hiding. This one is here to stop me from cutting the grasses. Beautiful, thank you.
There's just too many opportunities for puns there. Just saying.
Mhm.
Planting grasses, planting moles.
Yeah, and we have each one fate and one Artha to start. One persona, sorry. Which we can use for things.
Perfect.
And then
Ooh, cool. There's a fun little list of what gives you fate points. There's not
Yes.
even... It's just clear and straightforward. This is how you get
Yes.
rewards. Look at the reward list. Oh, I'm super into Hot Circle. This game is great.
what page is that on?
18. There's a pretty clear and straightforward list of this is what you do to win.
Oh, for persona points,
Oh,
yeah.
Is that the Deets test thing?
No. It's page 10 in the PDF.
Oh, there
This
it is,
thing
yeah. Oh,
It's printed like a booklet. No wonder it's so confusing.
Yeah.
That's why it's weird.
Page 10 of the PDF. There
Okay.
is
Uh-huh.
a clear and straightforward chart for how to get fate points. This is how you win.
Yep.
Looks like the persona points list is right above it on page 8 in the PDF, I guess.
In the PDF, yes.
It's page 11 of the PDF.
19 has the actual list.
Yeah, on the
Yeah.
actual... I think...
Oh.
There's two versions of the booklet printout of the PDF. One version is for printing it as a booklet. One version is for reading it.
Oh,
I'd like a copy of that one, please.
so would
Yeah,
I.
I'm so confused.
I will
Hold on.
I will post it because I just downloaded it from drive-thru.
Let me go find it.
Oh, I'm just putting it in the chat now.
Okay.
Here is Reed. See, yours is print PDF. This
Yep.
is read PDF.
See that.
Because one is formatted for printing it so you can actually assemble a
Okay.
little booklet.
Oh my god, this is so much easier to read now.
Does it make sense now?
Yeah, it makes sense. I was like,
Oh.
where's that list you're talking?
Alright, refined belief. I believe that the mole people are still alive and planted the grass to harvest the water. I must ensure that they all join the community so that we can work together to survive.
And my belief about you is you're not to be trusted.
Yeah, I just didn't want to make my belief I need to kill you. So I'm like most empathetic.
Yeah. And when you use a fate point or a persona point for a thing related to a life path, you're supposed to mark it for that life path so that you used a fate and a persona point.
Just as a reminder, what do Fate and Persona do in this version?
So, let's check that.
Oh, it's actually right below the list. Fate points can be used to reroll future ability tests, but not obstacle tests. Record the spent fate point next to the life path the test is based on for the purposes of advancement. Spent fate can be used to make assets permanent.
Okay.
Okay. So basically, Fate is a reroll.
Yeah, basically.
And
Yep.
then Persona is. Scroll.
Reroll obstacle tests, but not ability
Oh.
tests.
Yeah. So ability tests are things like circles or getting a piece of equipment.
I think
Okay,
that will
so-
become a lot more clear in
So
play.
ability tests are graduated tests where you're not given a set obstacle beforehand. It's just the better you do, the better, and it's usually just rolling against the general situation rather than trying to do something specific.
Ability is specifically resources, circles, wises, and deeds.
Okay.
And then-
what's a resources and circles? I know. What is a deed?
So a deed is like a shortcut for a scene. So we don't have to do a whole scene about a minor thing. You do a deeds test.
Okay, and it's like I want to have. I would have had a scene to do this thing, and you roll, and then if you succeed, that's really smart.
Yeah, but the scene's not important to the rest of the story. It's just like, I'm gonna do something small, like, I'm gonna make this suit of armor. We're not gonna have a whole scene about it. You roll a deeds test.
Okay.
Mhm.
Sweet.
An obstacle test is like a normal skill roll when something is happening.
Okay.
Yeah. So persona points are used for obstacle tests.
Yeah.
All right, are we ready
So-
to jump into it?
We will reference this book the whole time.
Yeah.
There's no expectation that it is memorized.
No.
Nope.
I'm planning to rely on you people who played Burning Wheel and have some idea how this is supposed to go.
I'm finishing up my NPCs right now, just creating traits and.
Yeah. So while you're working on that, I'll spend if I could find the thing now. So for task roll, so the general roll of the game for like a normal test, you want to roll the pile of dice for a like you want to do a thing. Yeah,
Should I be using Roll20 to make the rolls? Because I actually,
Yes.
for a change, have dice on hand.
we're gonna use Roll20 for the rolls so we can all see the outcomes.
Yeah.
And then it gets put onto the stream too.
Yeah.
This is
So
true.
currently, all of our life paths, because no one took the same life path twice, are 3d6 life paths. So when you do a thing, you're gonna pick the most appropriate life path for the activity you have. If it's a helpful life path, you roll 3d6. If it's neither helpful or not helpful, you roll 2d6. And if the life path is like kind of relevant but kind of a hindrance, so for instance, if you're trying to like go through a city, but the only relevant life path you have is Waste Walker, that's a hindering life path, but it's still in the same vein. Does that make sense?
It's just less good.
It's less
I'm-
good. If you have
I'm
one
trying to
bit,
plant a garden, but instead of using the gardening life path, I used Root Ripper. That's not going to help so much.
no, that's not going to help. So it's a hindering life path, but you still use it. So you roll 1d6. Now, if you have another helpful life path, so you have gardening and root ripper, you add an additional d6. If you have a helpful wise or trait or whatever, it's a d6 for every helpful thing. And as far as the other way goes, if they're hindering, it makes the difficulty harder.
And basically, you choose in all cases whether or not you're choosing to apply this or not.
Yeah.
Okay.
Perfect. I am just adjusting.
And when you just real quick on the dice, when you roll dice, you look for the amount of dice that roll hot. They're all d6s, so 6-sided dice. You're looking for dice that are 4 to 6. Those are good. Dice 1 to 3 are bad.
Yep.
So you count numbers that are 4 to 6, that's the number of successes. If the successes is higher than the stated obstacle, you win.
Yeah.
If it's not,
Mhm.
you don't win.
Yeah.
Can we make sixes explode in Hot Circle?
Yes.
No.
Dice showing 6 may be rolled again to attempt additional successes. There
So
is no
there's-
spending fate to make it re-roll. 6
Oh, it just happens.
Sixes always explode. Okay. So
Yeah.
in roll 20,
Excellent.
if you type in roll 20, if you put an exclamation mark without any spaces or anything at the end of the dice, it should automatically explode. Like I roll, let's make sure there are some explosions. 10d6 exclamation mark. That
What's
should.
the-
There were no
No
sixes.
D6s.
Try this again. None again.
Nope.
There we go. That's why
Hey!
there's another one on the third line. Hopefully that's all the bad rolls out of the way.
So it's K4 to greater than 4.
K4 is Yeah, keep anything higher than 4. But what you want is not K4. What you want is the greater than 4 symbol, because then it'll just say the number of successes. So 66 greater than 4.
Or exclamation point. So, did I do it? Yeah,
Yes.
like that.
Okay.
I had to remember which one was greater than because American education.
Yeah,
The
I
alligator,
should not
the
have used
alligator
space.
mouth points to the,
Oh, I still have 3D dice on.
There we go.
and you want the exclamation point at the end to reroll 6s.
Yep.
Um,
We can make a macro if we want to, but I think we
yeah,
can
let's make a macro. Just and
add
you guys just-
macro, dice
Yeah.
roll. Um,
make it so you can
Gosh,
type in the number of dice.
yeah. I think this is how I do.
If we were smart, we would have done this ahead of time.
Yeah.
If we
You would have built the thing ahead
save,
of time.
and then if I press it, let's see if it works. This macro definitely did not do this. Okay, cool. Double check what the query is.
Oh, I
query.
I remember this is so hard because I did it for. What did I do it for?
Comes a couple.
I've done a lot of this, and I never remember.
Okay,
Red
that's how I do.
mark-
it.
Roll20's the worst. Also, the only functional thing. It's just like the best, worst one.
Least bad.
Least
Is that what
bad.
you mean?
The least,
Mhm.
yes.
Default. Perfect.
Is it N?
Nope, I
question?
got it. It's
You got
a
it?
question mark.
Okay.
So number of dice, and it will default, I think, in this case to
That's a good default.
And then we add or subtract from there.
macro number of 3. And then yeah, you just change the number to the new number.
And
So-
should we be seeing the macro somewhere?
Unrecognized. Oh, I did. Yes. In bar. It
So you're gonna want to go to. There's the cog wheel on the far right on Roll20. That's like a little settings wheel. The one next to that, and there's a button that says Show Macro Quick Bar.
Beautiful. Thank you.
It's not in there for me yet.
Yeah, I don't. You didn't make it so we can all see it.
How do I?
It should be like
Oh, there
show
it
to all
is. I had to
players
scroll
something.
down in the like small window. It opens a
Yeah,
small window.
There it is.
Yeah, dice roll. Cool. So now we
Yeah,
can
and-
just do it, and we type in the number of dice.
Yeah. So click in, like check the in bar, and then show bar, and then it's just a button you press.
Sweet. That works.
What's the name?
All
Do
right,
we have a
I
name for
got
the
lost.
death cult leader,
Okay,
or like a
so
title
Oh.
for the death cult leader?
No, we did not come
Okay.
up with one. And
that's all
Uh,
you.
No, she was
So-
the charismatic young girl. That's all
I know she's a charismatic young girl, but we don't
And
have like a
also-
specific.
no, the charismatic young girl is the one that made the pit turn into a apartment complex.
Oh, okay.
Did she? I thought it was.
Yes.
I might make
No,
unless you do you. It's up to. I'd say Indigo.
yeah.
Do you
I,
want it to
I
be the
never
same
specified.
person?
I never specified it. That's why I'm
For
saying
simplicity,
that.
they'll be the same person.
That's fine. The death cult worships the god of death. There is no other name for it.
Okay.
As to Anna, where to find the things, it's
All good.
so there.
You got
You've
it?
got it. Okay.
Cool.
I'll
Never
just
mind.
call
then.
her the pro. Oh no, I don't think she's a prophetess of death. Just the high
Prophet of
priestess.
demise.
Well, prophet is it usually implies that you. Oh and no, prophets just. Yeah, I'll go prophet. Some prophets
How about
see the
something like
future.
chosen?
Death's chosen.
Death's
chosen.
bride
I
or
like
something.
that one.
Do you want to go in? Okay, Death's chosen. I'm good with that. Death's chosen, and a last name. Your first
Full di-
Robinson.
perfect.
Robinson.
Felicity Death's chosen Robinson.
full disclosure, if we do continue with this, I do not intend to continue with the Ripper. I do intend to continue as her.
You are welcome. You are welcome to be a new character or be this character you're playing for the. Yeah,
we'll do more session 0 stuff before the actual like Cypher game. But
So I'll make 2 of her traits charismatic and young. And her third one. I mean, she's basically the leader of a cult.
with a radio station. Remember, we have a radio station for the cult.
Charismatic covers that. I would go with...
I know.
Psychotic.
Call it visionary.
I like visionary. Visionary is good.
Now I'm just imagining like mega church Christian radio, but like a death cult.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking.
I'll leave her belief of secret right now. I'll just put it in.
Onwards?
I think
Sorry.
we're ready to go.
Yeah.
That was
I look
much
at the
faster
clock
than
and I get
burning wheel
twitchy.
character generation.
You mean 2 sessions?
It will be.
Yeah.
2 sessions, 2 extra special tools on the side to try and get the life pass to work.
Tons of cross-referencing and like 4 redos. See, the only thing I don't like in Burning Wheel is that like forever long trying to get everyone to make a character.
Yeah.
Done my NPC.
You need like a degree in like spider webbing to like get that done.
But also you need like a creative writing degree too.
I did actually take the class in spiderwebbing. I think it's called network theory.
I was thinking more like the crazy
the
like conspiracy theory red lines. That's what I was going for.
So, I am good to start the opening scene if someone doesn't want to specifically like. No, I load up a truck with TNT and just drive it into the Frost Shepherds.
Oh, I want to come out of the dirt in the middle of the opening scene. That's my only point. Whatever the opening scene is, there needs to be dirt for me to emerge into the scene from.
Okay. Perfect.
I mean, I have reasons to be hanging out with both of the other 2, so however they enter, I'll probably tag along.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
So I think we start with the opening scene of a slow pan of like the camera focusing on a single patch of this grass poking out of the snows that have set around here. It's dark, and behind the grass, the sun continues to set. In fact, the sun has set, but the remnants of bright sky as it continues to pass fades. And it's not gradual. It's not something that looks natural. It's just when it gets dark enough, all of a sudden, like someone turned on a light switch, the blade of grass starts like glowing, brightly and purple. The camera slowly zooms out, and while this one is sticking out of the grass and several others are, many blades of this grass, a lot of this grass is under the snow as well. Almost one after the other, they in separate times, they all seem to like flick on, and they're bright enough that even under the snow, the ones that are close to the surface, you can see this neon purple glow suddenly.
The snow would be melting into
Yeah,
the
the snow would
grass.
be completely melting.
Oh, you're right.
The only place there was snow was the village.
So then it's probably actively snowing right now.
Yeah, it's actively snowing.
But then the snow is like melting.
Wouldn't it turn into dry ice?
No, dry ice is frozen carbon dioxide.
Oh,
Yeah.
dang it.
Yeah, dry ice is a pseudonym.
Good question, but no, dry ice is different.
Yep.
That would be a much more horrifying snow.
That would be horrifying.
Yep. And the grass starts just like lighting up one after the other. It's like a bunch of different. It's like watching a city when the sun goes down, and then everyone like starts turning on their lights, sped up. And then the camera zooms out some more, and we see a group of people gathered in the grasses here for a meeting. On one side in the distance is the village, fenced now and patrolled
A white
by
picket
cyber
fence.
tigers. White picket fence
Yes, white
specifically, patrolled by cyber tigers. The village of Pitfall. And on the other side, bright blue tents lit by campfires of various kinds. Probably like looking like a few thousand people there, far more.
But I'm assuming neatly arranged, like
Very neatly arranged in a oddly like pleasing looking spiral formation, actually.
ooh.
Like a dense, multi-armed spiral. The camp is in. There are 3 people from that camp here. 2 of them are faceless, helmed, blue, laser gun wielding stormtroopers. And the person in the center is tall. She looks to be about maybe 6.5 feet tall, broad, and she is wearing heavy blue armor. It's not quite to the insane degree of like Space Marine power armor, but it's still, she has large shoulder pads. She has like broad, heavy armor on, and she, flowing behind her, is a very impressive looking cape.
Good.
Yes.
Bad guys need capes.
Yep.
No, just
Um,
everyone needs capes.
She has a scar down one of her eyes, but she didn't lose the eye. And she has bright blonde hair tied in a ponytail. She walks up to not all of you, I imagine. At least one of you is hiding.
So have the 3 of us, then the other 3 of us, minus the mole person, been sent out as like representatives of the village because nobody else wanted to?
That's very possible. Some of the
Sure.
NPCs could join you if you wanted them to, but none of the ones I've prepared at least are eager.
I don't think Walker is like the head of the aqueduct guards, but I also imagine the head of the aqueduct guards wouldn't come out. So they're like, Walker, you're fast. If they try to catch you, run.
You got voluntold.
Yeah, you got
I was
voluntold.
voluntold.
You're voluntold. Go see what they want.
Yep.
And I was just overly curious.
Mhm.
And I have come along, either to protect you or prevent you from pissing off Frosties. We'll
That's
find
true.
out which it is later.
Mhm.
Excellent. So yeah, this woman approaches. She looks at each of you that she can see, closely, studying you before she speaks, and then says in a lower voice, I am Sapphire Raspberry Ultramarine.
Sapphire, raspberry, aquamarine,
Ultramarine.
ultramarine. Excuse me.
But marine, like the color, not like the soldier.
Mm-hmm. And raspberry, like the color, because blue raspberry is, of course, all that's remembered of raspberries nowadays.
Oh yeah. Real raspberries are long but forgotten.
Only the candied ones remain.
Yep. So Sapphire, she says, I'm the herald of I think she'll also call them the Blue Shepherds. That's like their official name for simplicity's sake. I am the herald of the Blue Shepherds. Who are you?
Hey, how's it going? My name is Walker. From the Aqueduct Gods.
We're the community of Pitfall.
What you want?
Why have you come?
Can we help you?
She looks like
or-
taken aback slightly. And then she continues and says,
While she's thinking, there's rustling. and a scruffy looking person in like a dirty gray shirt half emerges from a hole in the ground, not totally leaving the ground,
Mhm.
kind of like
Like a
Diglett.
Diglett?
Like a Diglett. Just like half out. There's just like the top part of the torso with the arms out with like the digging tool in hand.
Both, all three of them, the guards and the woman, react. The guards point their laser guns at you, and you have like little red dots above your head. And she begins to reach for her laser pistol on her holster.
Drop back into the hole and yell out, "I'm just coming for the meeting."
Yeah,
You just
walk her
disappeared
all.
around a corner, right?
No, down into a hole, not in a corner, down in a hole.
Whack-a-mole!
Really, really, isn't a hole just like the corner
No,
of
it's
the
not.
ground?
No, it's not at all.
Yeah, no, I'm totally gonna pounce on you. Thing just came out of the ground, disappeared again. Hey, looks edible. Boing!
Excellent.
Well, that took a left turn. I approve.
Hmm.
They drew and we pounced.
Well,
How do I do
they
this?
drew out of surprise, to be clear.
Yeah.
Okay.
Still, we have now pounced on our own member, so how do we do that roll?
I
guess?
would firstly ask Indigo if a roll is needed, if you are
No,
resisting.
No. I'm resisting it by going into the dirt.
It's a speed
It's
off.
speed off. Yeah, okay. So we will have this is a versus test, so it's just whoever rolls the highest will get their goal.
All right. So for at
Cool.
least my side, I think I get a bunch of skills for this because this is kind of my thing.
It's kind of
Okay.
both your things.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fair.
So-
It is both our things.
I mean, I'm probably using Waste Hunter and Hunting and Pouncing. I'm not sure if Hunting quite counts, but Pouncing definitely.
Hunting will count. You get like
Yeah.
3d6 suits, 5d6 for you.
Sweet.
I think Subway Born counts for my main one, or Tunnel Digger would be the main one. Subway Born I think counts. Surface. I'm skulking by hiding.
You are.
I have Tremor Sense. I have skulking, and it's in the dirt, so I have Dirt Wise.
I don't know if Dirtwise helps you with this. Knowing about
Fine.
the dirt doesn't help you with, like,
Digging through the dirt.
Fine, I
Not in
get
this
5
case.
dice then. It's 5
Sweet.
dice versus 5 dice. Wait, no.
Here we
No.
go.
Wait, no, it's 3, 4, 5. I have 6 because 3 and then my other 2 life pass and then 6 from skulking.
All right, well, let's roll them off.
Yeah, 5 versus 6.
Okay.
Ah, I win!
I look sadly down the hole as the whatever it is disappears.
was
What?
is that thing with
Well-
you all? Says Sapphire.
He lives in the dirt. I don't know. He comes up
She
every so
looks
often.
horrified. It didn't.
He's a mole. He's
Was-
a mole person.
It didn't.
Forget about it.
She looks at one of her guards like, "Can you believe this?" And the guard just like shrugs at her, and
Listen. It's a weird town. Let me tell you.
Yeah, people.
I
of the town have seen
apologize.
wolf people before.
Yeah, she managed to gather herself and like puts on the diplomatic
So
expression
do
again.
I call you? Do I call you blue? Do I call you raspberry? Or do I call you aquamarine? Like which one of the? What, is it like a whole title?
It is respectful to refer to all members of the Frost Shepherds by their full name. Sapphire, Raspberry, Ultramarine. If we become casual, then perhaps Sapphire is appropriate.
Okay. Does your name get any longer? Because I'm already
Hopefully.
having trouble with the 3.
You know nothing about us. Hopefully. I hope to add more names to my names to my more words to my name.
More names to my name.
Yeah.
Oh, now we hear from in the hole. Is it? Can I come out? Can I rejoin the meeting?
You will not be attacked.
So then you see the digging tool come up, And like a quick few swipes around the hole before 1047 emerges again to make sure the tiger is not sitting around the hole.
Yeah, no, I walked over to rejoin the other people. I'm giving you a sort of side stink eye because you came back.
It was a good try, Sass. You're good.
Gives her a pet. So if
do
this
we-
isn't casual, then what is this? Gestures towards the army.
Yeah, you like.
My
Oh,
people
sorry,
are
continue.
here on pilgrimage. We come seeking what we have been told is a long time coming. We call them many names, but most commonly, we simply call them the Ancient Ones. Do you know them?
Could you describe them?
They
Because that's
are
very vague.
they are beings of immense knowledge who hid themselves away in order to save the knowledge of the past for us in the future.
Okay, I understand that that's like what they are to you, but I need like descriptors. Like, are they tall? Are they short?
They are
Like, I need.
It is not known for sure what they look like, but they are often described as tall, majestic creatures.
Like the mole people.
She like
I s-
looks she just looks at you very specifically. She probably looks down at you. I don't know actually how tall you are.
We don't know how. No one does because
No
I'm
one
not
does.
fully
For mole
emerged from the
people.
hole so far.
So she
Well-
looks down at you because you're still in the hole.
I want to, and you would estimate if I was human proportions, which I am, about 5'7".
Okay.
Mm.
She looks down
Tall
at
Just
you.
for a
a
mole
dude that is a
person.
mole.
Tall for
And
a
she
mole
says,
person.
"In no way would I describe you as majestic."
And I would also not describe you as majestic either. I'm glad we've got the niceties out of the way.
Listen, one person's majestic is another person's trash, right?
They
do you
are
have anything?
often depicted alongside metal and
I think you're just
technology.
describing.
Sounded a lot
Technology
like mole
beyond
people.
technology that were the very heights of the time before.
Like the trains.
I mean,
That's once
you
again
are
still-
describing the mole people
We're
still.
still on mole people.
Do you
That
mean like
is-
computers? Systems?
To a degree. I am no scientist. Actually,
Good question.
Yes.
Cyber tiger, right?
Yes.
Am I in some way cybernetic?
Yes. You are
Yes,
a
you are a
cyber
cyber
tiger.
tiger.
You are yes. You are part
know
tiger,
that.
part cyber.
Can I in some way demonstrate my cyberneticness as an example of technology?
I think from our drawings, all cyber things have a robot eye.
Yeah, you're all like I think you're obviously it's up to you, Anna, but I think we assumed most of the cyber people are like, yeah, they have like a half robot face or like have obviously metal limbs or things like that.
Describe your
Can I-
eye flashing on and off.
I was thinking more, can I just set up an antenna out of my head as sort of a...
A little satellite
Yes.
fish emerges from an ear.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
I mean, we got cyber tigers. You want cyber tigers? I don't know how I can help you. I mean,
Yep. And she says those creatures were, we believe, once created by the Ancient Ones. We, however, have used their parts to develop our own technology. She like gestures to one of the stormtroopers' guns, laser rifles.
I'm gonna
They
go
are-
inconspicuously lie in the grass.
They are.
yeah, I'll just take like a half step in front of Sass. Just go like, that's interesting.
Yep. They are strong creatures, but only one sign of the greatness that these beings are capable of. They hold the hope of restoring this world to what it once was, better than it once was.
Hope, huh? What's so wrong with this world as it is now?
I look around to the horrifying grasses that we're
Yeah,
in.
okay.
Let the snow immediately going as it gets caught by the grass. Like, no, this place is a fucking
Aside from the
picnic.
grass.
Oh, there's no more mole people.
Sorry,
Yes, the
yeah.
beacon. We've been told, when we saw the lights from a distance, our prophets have stated that this is where the Ancient Ones once resided. And that
mean
this
the
is where we
ziggurat
may
we
find
built-
them again.
I mean, the ziggurat we built last year.
The grasses themselves,
You know,
though,
why don't we... Do you want
Wait.
to just come on into the town, have a look around?
Yeah. Listen, I'm just a lackey. I was told to come out here to figure out what you guys wanted. I don't know anything. So do you
I
want
would
to
be
talk
honored.
to my boss?
And she she turns one of the guards and tells one of the guards to go back to the tents and give them an update on how it's going. But then her and the other guard are coming with. Yeah, she would be honored
like-
to join you.
We have a no gun rule in town.
Well,
See,
considers
we
it
have
from
no
them.
guns, and you have guns, so we need you to not bring the guns.
I will
Are
not.
you walking in with your flamethrower there,
Not a gun.
Flamethrowers are not guns. Also, laser spears are not guns.
Yeah, not guns.
Specifically guns.
Also, to
Yeah.
specify, my name is Presley.
Presley.
So yeah, no, I don't think. I think he bristles at that, and she says, You are all strangers. I will not be surrounded by
Oh,
potentially.
you can be armed, just not with a gun.
Do you have like a laser knife or like a laser fork? Like, what do you?
You
What
have
do
a
you
big
guys do?
stick?
She gestures to one of the stormtroopers who hands over their rifle, and then she takes off what looks like the battery of some kind for what is probably a laser bayonet, and takes it off of the gun and puts it in her pocket, and says, "Fine, but we will be keeping the batteries for these guns."
Okay.
Good.
Yeah, well, I mean, as long as you leave them out here, you good.
Go ahead.
You can have your stabbers.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think they'll give you the guns once they're deactivated, basically, and
Oh, we don't
not
want them
gonna-
either. At least 1047 doesn't want a gun.
Then
No,
yeah,
I'll hold it. If they just hold them out, I'm like, fuck it. This
We
is good enough to
expect-
bring back to the boss.
yeah, and she says, when we leave, we expect these returned to us,
oh, of course, yeah.
untouched.
Well, I'm touching them right now. Do you want me to
Metaphorically,
Oh, all right. We don't do metaphors here.
undamaged. Then
All right.
lead the way.
Yeah.
So yeah, she follows you.
Yeah, sure.
Where do you take her?
I crawl out of my hole after, to follow behind.
Yeah, and she gives you she definitely looks more at you
Back
when
of
you
her
do
shoulder.
that. And
There is dirty brown pants and no shoes. With,
She looks-
the tramp style torn. They're capri pants that used to be full pants with the torn edge around the calf. Not level because people don't care about fashion.
she
That's the height of
looks
old people fashion.
disgusted at you. She doesn't say anything, but she looks just like you are. Something about you is repugnant to her.
I just look like a dirty
yeah,
person. A dirty person.
You are, and you are a dirty person, but she looks at you like she's
So
offended by you in some way, just by
So
being
have
dirty.
you met many mole people before?
Thankfully, none until now.
I'm the only one you're gonna meet now, so better get used to it.
She gives you a look, but doesn't say anything.
Story past.
So tell me about your village. How long has it been present?
About a year. That's when we came out of the pods.
A year,
That's
10
a
years.
fine
They say.
year.
It's not
Oh,
a
yeah,
year.
a decade ago.
One full season, almost.
Mhm.
Whatever a season
A
is.
One full cycle.
cycle of seasons.
Yeah, one full cycle.
I guess they'd call it a year, even if it's longer. Like it's
Yeah.
the new version of what a year is.
I
even
like
if it's
the
now like
sci-fi
1,000
cycle
days.
word. I like the
Okay.
sci-fi cycle
One
system.
cycle.
Mm.
I see. As she's looking at the village, I'm like you all have power. So even if it's
But like
extracted from
limited janky power. It's
yeah,
not like
extracted from child alien things.
and a missile.
And a nuke.
Oh
Don't miss a
yeah,
nuke.
I
And we have a
forgot about
missile.
that. You turned a
In
nuke
the
into a
daytime, it's the
nuclear
little
jet.
weird alien child. At the nighttime, it's nuclear power.
So there's smokes, there's steam, there's like one steam tower.
Yeah.
We converted one area into the bathhouse.
It's like a
It has
train
hot
engine
water.
sized.
That's it.
Yeah.
But
You saying bathhouse makes me think we use the water to like heat up the turbines, but it's also a nice sauna. that we
yeah,
use.
no, we don't have no concept of radiation. So
No.
it's also bad.
What could
The
go
kitchen's over
wrong?
there. This here is a pet sanctuary.
Yeah.
There's an old
Here's
man
our cyber
popping up
tiger.
sometimes.
Sharp isn't allowed in there.
She starts. Yeah, she will go on the tour that you offer her.
Mhm.
While on the tour, I'm it's so commonplace you might have literally not thought to tell her about it nowadays. But in the distance, you do in fact see two people, probably just fist fighting at the edge of the pit.
Yeah.
We just don't mention it at all.
Yeah. But she brings it up. She's like, "Is there some sort of commotion going on there? Because there's probably like bleachers or something there, like to watch."
Well, that's how we handle disputes.
They probably just
Interesting.
disagreed.
And then
So, quick question. I understood that the pit is full of water. How high does the water? I heard
Okay, so
that
the
it
pit
filled up
is a
to-
3-level complex. The top
Mhm.
level is like an apartment building.
Okay.
The middle level is catacombs. The bottom level is a lake.
Okay.
It
Yeah.
was flooded, and then that became the third level, which we pumped
and
all
then
the water
yeah,
out.
it was flooded fully and then it
Most
got
of the water
drained.
out.
Yeah.
That's how the rest.
People
That's
live,
how.
people die. There's water.
Mhm.
That's how all the other mole people died. When
Yeah.
is
That was in the
There's a
drought.
war. The survivors moved into the pit, and then it flooded, killing the rest of the mole people.
Good stuff. Okay. I'm a
so
tiger,
as
I
she
don't know these things.
watches, yeah, we can see
And then,
that.
then you see an old lady get thrown into the pit.
Yeah,
Lost the
basically.
fist fight.
Yeah, whoever loses gets thrown into the pit.
So we see, yeah, I think that's what we see. We see one, like, I guess an old lady, sure, just like gets.
She was like, "Get off my lawn!" And the kid's like, "Put your dukes up, Grandma."
No, she definitely got thrown into the pit by another old lady.
Oh, probably,
Oh,
yeah.
lady fight,
That's
yeah.
absolutely what
There
it is.
is no lawn. The lawn shouldn't be.
Yep. So
She cheated
we
at
see
checkers.
one of the like very slowly hurts her back, but she like manages to wrestle the other lady into the pit and like throw her over herself. And then we
That's
just
another one
hear
for the books.
one thing about the pits is just the echoing screams is part of it.
Mhm.
So we just hear echoing screams, and then
Flash.
a splash.
She might have set a record for being one of the most aged.
You know,
Sapphire
yeah, they
doesn't
don't
look
normally.
horrified given the setting itself, but she looks like
Peaceful
she's
place.
never
was
seen that
we got
before.
into.
It's a
What? So do you
peaceful
not
place.
revere the gods of death as?
Oh, listen, it's. I look at it more like if you're gonna get in an argument with someone, you gotta be able to die over what you're arguing about. So it makes
Otherwise-
things a lot simpler here.
I fully agree, says another voice. And like she
Stop.
usually does, you see Death's Chosen just like suddenly appear when no one is
Appear
looking.
from darkness.
Yeah.
Oh, could the water save me, please?
I'm assuming black cultist robes.
Black
are...
cultist robes. There's probably like the symbol of a ziggurat with the skull on it is probably the symbol right now on the robes. Never fully alone. Like there's always like faceless, hooded, robed other cultists
hooded
around them.
cultists.
Yep. And she says, I thought it was appropriate, since you all saw fit to welcome an enemy into the village, that I should at least greet them myself. She's just
Enemy, that might be some hasty wording here.
Oh,
mean,
I
they're just
don't mean
people
that
running
as
from
an
the
insult.
city,
I look forward to enemies. They make us stronger, and they make death more...
Blossom?
so many things. Welcome, she says, looking at Sapphire now, who is, like she's been doing with everyone she meets, she's like trying to like look them up and down and take them in and study them a bit. But when she's doing this to Felicity, Death's Chosen,
Child with a sword.
yeah, she is trying to and failing to keep a neutral face, and instead showing nervousness is probably the best way to put it.
But again, no, these people, they're not enemies. They're just looking for some people, some ancients or...
Yes, says Sapphire.
I don't know what they're looking for. I tried to ask them for a description. They're like, they're from time before.
Somewhere in this place are the Ancient Ones. We are searching for them.
All descriptions point to the mole people.
I would agree with the mole person.
I
mean, it makes some
desperately hope that's not the case, but cannot discount the possibility. Miss...
They revere the majesty of the train.
Miss Robinson. Miss Robinson, you clearly are an influential person here. The leader. Yes. May I request your wisdom on this matter? Have you heard of Ancient Ones? Beings of immense wisdom, of technological prowess. Wisdom comes in many forms. But
wisdom of the dirt. Prowess of the train.
Hunting, plants.
I'm just sitting, leaning on my spear, looking at Sasp, going like, "Can you fucking believe this guy?"
Yeah.
I'll walk over to him and just gently put my paw on him.
I'm not gonna do anything right now.
Felicity says, but it is late, and I have other matters to attend to. We just finished one of our trials, and we have the funeral rites to attend to. We shall meet tomorrow, and I shall give you what wisdom I have. Good day. And without waiting for any answers, Death's Chosen departs into the shadows.
Bye, Felicity.
That's your leader? This is Sapphire?
We're factionalized here.
It's the leader of the death
Leader's
cult.
a bit a strong word.
It's
We
the
decide
leader of the
things
death
through
cult.
discussion. And they always come to concise and decisive conclusions.
Yeah.
Like when part of our population decided to leave.
What?
Well, we don't like to talk about them. You know, they tried to dam the aqueduct.
They're quitters.
I see.
I assume as we're talking, we carry on towards the captain of the guard.
Yeah.
Is that where you're bringing her to?
That's what I was trying to.
I think we got more
I'm not
stuff.
paid enough to know any of this. Go talk to my boss.
Yeah. We passed by the two ziggurats. The one that has a big skull on top, and the one that's covered in glowing grass.
Yep. Which is brightly glowing and probably like the main source of light, I would say.
Yeah.
You don't even necessarily need the other lights a lot to see. Just
Yeah, I
indoors.
don't think there are really any other ones. It's just the
It's a
cigarettes,
giant
which
Christmas
I give
tree.
the stink eye as I watch by.
Yeah. And then we pass by a barbed wire fenced off area within the white picket fence as we make it to
Yep.
the aqueduct guardhouse.
She
Yeah,
no
which I
longer
think
It's
is
the
asks
next-
Cybertech
questions.
graveyard. We found some really great nuclear weapons in here.
Graveyard?
Which I think the
It's like
aqueduct. I think it's next to a big water tower that the aqueduct pipes into. There's like a water tower on top and like a guardhouse under it.
A
that they
graveyard
operate.
of cybernetically enhanced individuals?
It's a cyber graveyard. Do you
It's a
not have a
cyber
cyber
graveyard.
graveyard?
No, that's rare, and later I would like to inspect it for
It's
clues.
dangerous. We don't walk around them there.
Listen, you don't want to dig the cyber graves up because sometimes they go
Mhm.
boom.
Yeah.
You might have
It's
to
very-
talk to the I don't remember, the opportunists.
The opportunity
Yeah,
is his
the
name.
Get
opportunist.
permission.
He's like the guy.
Yeah, Greg knows his way around the cyber graveyard.
I see.
He's only lost 4 of his fingers.
I
On
see.
each hand.
We're very varied village.
It's a weird. It's a weird place.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just
We
accept it and
value
move on.
individuality here.
I see that. I am prepared. Let's continue.
Yeah, go,
Yeah, you can see, like,
bring it to my boss.
She is nothing like how she walked in here. With like when she walked in,
She was
like,
all like confident.
yeah, and now
And now she's like,
just-
"What is this place?"
She walked in with, "I'm about to meet the gods." Now it's like, do I want to meet the gods?
yeah,
If this is the Holy Land, what did I miss?
pretty much. Where do you take her?
I take her to the guard, the
Yeah.
captain.
Okay,
The water tower / aqueduct guardhouse.
Yeah.
perfect. So I imagine it's like right next to the aqueduct itself, or has there been
Yeah.
like
No,
a
the aqueduct pipes into a water tower because that's like the only reasonable way to have it be dispensable.
yeah.
Yeah.
And is there like a small, like, is that
It's like a
water tower?
garrison.
Yeah, the water tower itself functions as the garrison in a way. Like it's just
Yeah,
built
like
around it.
under it is like on top is the big tower, and then under that is like a building that they
Yeah,
garrison
like-
out of.
That's
the biggest
the
garrison
precinct.
is the water tower, but then because they expanded with more people, there's like probably another garrison like across town.
Yeah, there's
Right,
like a
so-
few of those like little park garrisons that are like the one room circular. I think they're still water tower themed shapes.
Yeah.
But like
Absolutely.
the park, you know those like police stations in parks, they're like one office that one guy sits in.
Mm.
There's like a few of those around town.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. But yeah, you walk into there. Everyone, it's nighttime. It's probably pretty empty, I'd imagine. But also because of
Then again, an army just
yeah,
arrived
the
on
army
our
just
doorstep.
arrived, so it's probably everyone is like on alert.
It's third shift.
Yeah, exactly. And when you walk in, you hear the captain giving a report, or giving like everyone a talk of like what to do in case the army entirely attacks. But then they like you walk in, it's small enough that they notice you immediately, and you see there's like a chalkboard or equivalent of a chalkboard. With like
piece of
the
rock.
village and yeah, rocks with like here's the village, here's the army, and like using a stick to point at where to go. And then they like, oh, we the captain like notices you, stops, feels a bit awkward, and then like goes to stand in front of the rocks to
Front of
block
the
the view.
battlefield.
I like to imagine it's like a little like not like a pond, but like a little just like basin of water that they use as like a map so they can move stuff around.
Oh,
in
that's
the
great.
water.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's like a big bird bath, and there's little
Yeah.
like floaty things in it that they poke around with sticks.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Because they're a
Um,
water themed cult
Mhm.
guard system.
Presenting sapphire, raspberry,
Blue Marine Ultra?
aquamarine. Right? I'm sorry, names are hard. here.
Ultramarine, but
Ultramarine.
good.
Ultramarine.
Otherwise, it's good. Yes, you are the military commander here, and she looks at the captain. Let's call him Captain Van.
Van.
Yep,
Van Wilder.
just Captain Van. His last name is Van, probably. Yeah. I think Sapphire says, "We do not come bearing ill will or ill fortune upon you. We do not seek to make war. We seek enlightenment, in a way." And the captain just like gives the expression and says like, "I see," but in the way that you've seen him before, and like, oh, he's giving the "oh, it's another one of those" expressions.
It's another one of them.
Like,
More
oh no,
crazy
we have
cultists.
another cult. We have another cult. Oh boy, that's like the third
We
one.
should really rename this city Cult Town.
And how might I regret asking, do you wish to find or achieve this enlightenment? Well, I hate to repeat myself in front of my escorts. And then she repeats, she like says the whole Ancient Ones thing again and explains what she believes they are. Well, I can confidently say that there are no such beings like that here.
Unless you count the mole people. Don't forget the mole people.
Yeah. Or
We fit the description pretty much to the T.
Mm.
Well, if you'd like to, he's the only mole person left, so
well,
take
he
him with
says
you,
he's
and
the
then
only
you
mole
find.
person left.
Oh, once again. Listen,
Because you see, they weren't actually all wiped out. Like
Yes,
they
we
are.
were. I dug the graves.
Oh
Yeah,
my
well,
god, I
you
just realized how horrifying of an equivalent this is to real life.
yeah, no, from the perspective of
I
a
did
mole
not.
person, it's a Holocaust denier.
I'm so sorry, guys. I didn't.
Oh,
know
I think it's fine within the ridiculous
Ridiculous
framework
context.
and ridiculous context. But yes.
Anyhow, I will just abridge that by going on a spiel about how they are actually others of them alive. They dug deeper. They're underground. They're just hiding, and so your ancients might actually really be here. They're just going to be even harder to find than you thought.
Everyone is looking at you like, oh, not again, except Sapphire, because this is the first time she's heard it, and so she's just like,
Just banging my head against my spear.
And you, so correct me if I'm wrong, you fought the mole people before. Mr. Mole Person, she says, directing to you.
1047 of the Market Street line. 27th of my name.
What is that?
Tunnel Digger, 4th class. See, I have titles too, lady.
Yes.
Nice call, 1047.
Are you a normal mole person?
Yes, I am a standard mole person.
I see.
I just happen to be better at not dying than most of the other mole people.
The mole messiah.
May they rest in the dirt.
May they rest in the dirt.
I think they actually are resting in the water. Oh wow, I'm doing a good job on the sympathetic thing.
I thought you didn't believe they died in the water.
Oh, the ones
no,
in the water
they
died.
died.
Like, but there
There's
were
just
more that didn't
others.
come there in the
there's
first place.
more of them. Okay. I'm sorry, I phase out whenever you talk about your conspiracy theory.
I shall keep that in mind when it comes to the possibility of you being an ancient
Being
one.
your chosen one, yes.
But I am also open to other options.
I don't see any stepping forth.
Have you've not encountered any other unusual beings or knowledge
Not
or
to
anything
your
like that?
description.
I mean, I guess there's the non-Newtonian energy ghost power generator beings. They're
Oh,
pretty
that doesn't make any
non-normal.
sense. Well, based on the description, the floofy boop isn't that at all.
They're not tall. They're not connected to technology. They're not regal like the mole people. They're
non-Newtonian.
I should
They
still like
did
to
wear
see them.
crowns when they were still alive.
That's a good. Yes.
Though I guess if they are looking for them, you're gonna have a
Yeah, I
little
mean,
bit of a
they all-
problem because they're all
They
dead
all
now.
died.
Yeah.
What?
They died of natural causes. They all just
Yeah.
laid down and died one day.
Yeah, they all just went.
I'm pretty sure it has something to do with the death cult, but almost anything to do with death has something
Yeah, I
to
mean,
do with
death
death cult
equals
one
death cult,
way
you
or
know.
another. Yeah.
So
You either got
either
more people
the
or dead
ancient.
people.
Yes. That's what. So they died. May I see their bodies, or how long ago did they die?
I mean,
Well,
Did-
they've kind
they
of
turn into, like,
dissipated
eggs?
into
Yeah,
white spheres.
Yeah, they turned into like eggs.
They're not terribly communicative at the moment, though I think the shepherds were trying to domesticate them a while back. Got one of them generating the power for our village.
Yeah, they
I wave my
domesticated
antenna.
cyber tigers.
Sharp. Anything to say?
Sass-
Sharp and pungent.
My antenna bends down.
Yes,
What is,
something to
what is
say.
the girls?
Okay,
Timmy,
this is
Timmy dropped in the well.
This
gotta
is a
go,
lot
man.
to process. I
really gotta get some speakers installed to you.
I think I will depart for the night and tell my commanding officer the news and what.
Oh, I thought you were in charge.
Oh, no.
Oh, you were like me. You were told to come out.
It was an honor.
Oh,
And then there's,
mean, I
she
was
gets a
there.
look on her face like, but was it now that I think about it?
now that I think about it, was it?
And she says, I hope to establish a strong if the ancient ones are mole people or dead or eggs or something else, we will find out.
I sidle up to Walker and I'm like, what about tigers?
I mean, you could also be the cyber tigers. You know, like they're mechanic. You said they were made by your people, but like, what if they are the people?
I mean,
Think about that.
people, just saying.
They are not the people. We have gone through this debate. The Frost Shepherds have discussed this many times. They're not.
Also, you don't necessarily have to go home. I mean, I know we have at least one empty bed, judging from the display we saw on the way over here, and we
Yeah,
actually
there's
have
for
a lot
sure
more.
one empty
So
We got
I
like a bunkhouse.
appreciate
We got like
it.
weird. We
we've
got
got
like
the
weird like
bunkhouse, we've got the
cryptopods.
pods, we've got the apartment complex.
Well,
Lots of
but
places. to
It's
sleep.
not a
People
long
live-
walk back.
People live in the apartment complex. We're not gonna kick them out. If
Well,
you want to
one
kick someone
less-
out of their house, you have to drag them out and throw them into the pit. That's how you remove someone from their
That's how
dwelling.
you evict someone.
Exactly. We just saw that happen.
Yeah, we just saw
so
that
we
happen.
don't-
You saw old lady Lucy fall in the pit.
Yeah.
Her
So there's
apartment
probably
is
a
up
bunk even in
sprint.
the pet sanctuary at this point.
May she rest in the dirt.
Oh, she's in the water.
It's a saying. It's what you say about dead people in Mole People Society.
I will thank you for your
She's, like,
hospitality.
backing out of the
Yeah,
door.
basically. And the other stormtrooper is just like behind her, or like she's dragging the other the stormtrooper with her.
Wait, before you go, I need to know, what do you
Bye.
think about the grass?
She just like stop. She closes the door before you're done.
Oh.
Well, I think
Well,
that
did
went
not.
swimmingly.
I wanna go see what they're. I wanna go follow.
You gonna go follow him?
Follow him, eh? Well, then I could get an answer to my question. That sounds good.
I think that is a horrible idea. I think we should tighten up defenses here.
Do that.
They said they weren't going to attack.
Yeah, but who's gonna say I'm going to attack you right in the face of the people that are gonna attack? You know?
The door bursts open, and you see another person that you have some familiarity with of varying degrees. Sam Metal Raider Coulson.
The opportunist. That was his name.
I don't think he's the opportunist.
No, Metal Raider's different from the
Metal Raider's the
opportunist.
first
Is the
who
guy.
led the crusade
Yeah, Metal Raider
against
is.
some old people.
Yeah.
Metal
I
Raider's
level
the guy who did the crusade.
I level my digging tool at him.
Yeah, he is currently holding. It looks like a half dismantled grenade launcher. And he says, he's panting, he's sweating, he looks like he just ran here as fast as he could. And so he doesn't actually notice when you like hold your weapon to him, he's like hands on knees panting to recover. And he says, they're here. The Frost Shepherds. They're here.
Oh
Yeah,
shit.
we know. We just gave him a tour.
You what? He stands up,
just
pulls you by the collar, and like drags you to him and says, "What did you do?"
Showed them around. They said they were looking for the angel.
They're the enemy. We have to destroy them. We're in danger.
Metal.
Yeah.
You're
didn't seem too
at it.
dangerous.
You're here. I need you down to here, buddy. I need you to take it down like 2 notches.
Yeah,
Right,
like
this
I
ain't
mean,
the
we
mole
still have
people.
their guns by accident, but
They did not get their guns. That is true. I'm still holding it. We
Yep.
weirded them out way too much, and they left without them.
just wish you would have answered my questions about the grass.
Presley, he puts you down, and he looks at everyone like while you're talking, like you don't see like there's a threat. You're familiar with him. Like he isn't someone who is crazy, but he is someone who is reckless and prone to think in terms of violence.
He's an extremist.
Yes. So he's like looking at you all like you're just not seeing it. But then when you mention the weapons, he doesn't say anything. He just goes to grab them from you. Do you let him?
This is property of the.
I can use those to find their weaknesses. We'll all be safe.
We said they wouldn't let them be touched.
It's battery powered. You take the battery out, it doesn't work anymore. I pull the trigger.
Yeah, it doesn't do anything.
Yeah, see? Pew, 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 pew. Doesn't work. There's the weakness. I'll just hand it off to my commanding officer.
Yeah, who takes them and says, what's your rank?
I am Puddle Walker.
Okay.
I'm like private.
Okay, perfect. He says, thank you, Puddle Walker. And
So dumb.
he says, Sam, that's enough. We appreciate your help against the mole people.
No, we don't.
At the time we did without either way.
No, we didn't.
Well, I wasn't here for that.
Sam, let's just try to avoid violence if we can. And Sam, like, Metal Raider, like, looks at him and says, that's not what these people want. You saw, they all have guns, they all have armor.
We told them no guns allowed.
And they complied with the no guns allowed. I mean, we have Tiger Tigers, so
They're just pretending.
I think you're crazy, but I also think you're right. He's out of line, but he's right.
He's a loose cannon, and he wants to hold a loose cannon and fire it.
Exactly.
I think Sam says, we did the same with the mole people. We pretended to be their friends at first.
Oh!
Cowards. Want it all.
Do you want us to be the next mole people? I don't. I want us to live.
I think it'd be karmic retribution for what we did to mole people. But
I don't want to die.
They didn't want to die either.
At this
Still
point,
don't
I don't
wanna
like
die.
what he's saying. That sounds too close to pissing off people, so I'm gonna start growling and
Yeah, still don't
stomping
wanna
around
die.
him.
low baseline growl of the tiger in the room.
Yeah, he doesn't calm down so much as like is intimidated when you do this. I don't think I don't think he's in a position to really. I don't think we're in a position where a roll would be needed to do that. He says, "Fine. Well, if you're ready to actually start defending our town, instead of just making, I'm guessing those are just evacuations, come see me. I'll be stocking up." He storms out.
So
I know where to find you. So, how about that weather?
It rained again.
Your captain
It's wonderful when
says,
it rains.
"Thank you for being for acting in this role and escorting and meeting with the Frost Shepherds. You've earned yourself a break." After you debrief, he sends you all, like, you're all good to do what you want.
Cool.
I
I'll
want
just
to.
go off with Sasp. Just like have a deep. I assume I know you can talk, right? So
At some point, I do want to stalk after the Frost Shepherds and like
You want to follow them?
skulk around their camp a little bit to see what they think about the situation.
I will join you if
Can you
can
you
at
dig
all.
holes?
Pardon?
Can you dig holes?
No, but I am going to try to join you and, suggest walking instead.
the mole people denier and the mole walk toward the Frost Shepherd.
Mole people's stealth is just slightly under the surface tunnels.
Mm-hmm. That is how it works.
Oh my god.
Yep.
Those things are just tripping hazards. Gonna cave
You're
in under
muted.
your feet.
Okay. So, trying to look if there's a guide in Hot Circle at least. Obstacle. There we
There
go.
is.
There is. There we go. Okay. Then let's begin. So first thing is what? Well, actually, is helping a thing in this? That's a good question. I
Yes.
assume it is.
Yes, it is. Help. Another player or non-player character may help with an obstacle test. This gives advantage, but exposes the helper to any consequences. So it's plus 1d6.
Okay, sure. That works for me. Difficulty here.
No, sorry. Advantage is re-roll a failed task roll. So help
This is
a
a task
re-roll.
roll.
Yes. Help is a re-roll, not an extra d6. Sorry.
That's very good. Where is the page for that? What page number is it?
Page 7 in the PDF, 11 in the actual page numbers.
Rerolls.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I see. Rerolls 4 ways to trigger it. Advantage. There it is. Okay, yeah. Okay. You'll be able to reroll it if you fail. Hopefully succeed.
Yeah.
The difficulty for this, I will use this guy. Find them if they're sneaking around. They are sneaking around, otherwise it wouldn't be a test. I would say difficulty 2.
Okay. So I'm going to start with Surface Stalker, Skulker, for 3d6.
Okay.
I'm going to use my Tremor Sense to add an additional d6. I'll be using my Skulking to bring it up to 5. We're not digging because I have to have help, which is silly. So my Slacker because I'm lazy, brings it back down to 4.
If we want to not do this with help with separate goals and just both being around, I'm fine with that.
That's probably what we're gonna end up doing.
Because I think your goal is more stealth oriented and mine is more hi, so let me talk to you about the good news of the grass, or bad news of the grass. Which is
Although that
You
can
have a
still
moment to talk about.
That could still be help,
our-
but you have different intents.
distraction kinds of
that's
help.
different intents. We do have
Yeah.
different intents. You're correct. So I'm also going to use tunnel digger because I'm digging.
I just know that there's something over the ground under there, I'm pretty sure.
I'm at 5, but I get a fate point for no, sorry. What is the thing for a hindering trait? +1 obstacle. Sorry. So I'm at 6, and the obstacle is 3.
All right. The obstacle was. I thought I said
You
2.
said 2, but I'm using my hindering trait of
Oh,
slacker to
nice.
gain a fate point to make it obstacle 3.
Sweet. Okay,
Submit.
see how we do.
Yeah.
Nice. The exploding dice really help with this.
Yeah.
Okay, so this one's then happening first. We see
You see the cartoon mole trail.
Exactly.
And
you-
I dig through the ground.
you hear footsteps. I think we see you eventually find you hear I think you probably catch someone in the trying to sneak around the cyber graveyard is where they're looking. You find the singular stormtrooper that left with the woman with Sapphire. You don't see Sapphire herself, but
We find a stormtrooper. We can't really tell them apart.
she only came with one because the other one headed
Oh.
back.
Okay. Well, we can assume it's the same one, but
That's
I think
true.
they all look the same.
That's true. And yeah, they have already jumped the fence, and are trying to investigate the cyber skeletons that are buried around here, trying to look around. So you're digging into it from below, which might give you a unique perspective for the buried skeletons.
Mhm. I see a skeleton.
Yep. So do you just do you tell them do you show yourself to this guy?
I see what they're doing. Are they just inspecting? Or are they trying to rip stuff up?
They're not. They look like they're inspecting. This person is trying to examine one of the cyber skeletons, and then when they can't find anything, then they start prying open the cybernetics in it to find something to take, like a disc or microchip or something that might give a clue.
Yeah, as they start
or-
prying stuff, I want to pull them into the earth. Just, whoop. They're in the dirt now.
Oh my god.
Okay.
Like a
That's
horror
healthy.
movie.
Okay, this is going to be another obstacle. Pulling someone into the dirt seems very tough.
I want to do 2 things first. I want to do one
Okay.
thing first and then pull them into the dirt. So, first I want to do a... Where is the... How do I get an asset?
How do you acquire an asset?
Yeah, I'm trying to acquire an asset.
I think it might be let me look at resources test. Resources test is probably it. If it's depending on the type of the asset. So my first question is, what kind of asset are you?
Oh, I'm trying to draw upon mole person combat skills.
Ah, okay. So then this might be a D test to establish something about your backstory that you have. That seems what a D test is basically a flashback.
Yeah. Yeah, so I get a focus, which is a temporary skill if I succeed on this.
Yes. And how does a focus go away? How long does it last? How temporary is it? Test failed, then or there are consequences or conditions. The tax is cleared, you cannot make it again. It says it's in the advancement section, so we'll look at it afterwards to see.
Yeah. I can later turn a focus into a skill, but I don't currently have mole person combat as a skill.
Yeah, like
Molfu.
mole fighting, underground. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. The obstacle for having, I guess my first question is, how did you get this skill? Like, did you did fight in the mole war then?
I did not. I did not fight in the mole war.
Okay.
People tried to teach you to fight in the Mole War, and you were
Uh,
like, nope.
I think there's mole person writing that still survives. Just I book learned some mole person combat forms.
I'm sure that's
Like a water branding scroll, but a mole person's
Yeah, it's just, but it's like 3 steps: tunnel, pull.
tunnel and pull.
okay.
And step 3 is a question mark.
Step 3 is hit them with your digging implement.
I'm starting to understand why they may have lost the war.
Yeah, we're not comfy.
no.
Yep. Okay. So the obstacle here. Oh.
I would like to argue, since we are basing them off of stormtroopers, that if Ewoks can hit them on the
Well,
head,
this is
and
not a
knock 'em
test to do it. This is a test to acquire the skill to do it.
Acquire
Like,
the ass.
the test
acquire-
is learning how to do this digging, like dig foo, from just reading about it. I'd say it's probably difficulty 3. I'm
I guess
tempted to
lazy
say
definitely
more.
counts against this one.
Yeah, lazy would count against this.
I get
Yeah.
to
If
say
he
that.
chooses to.
I get to say that.
Exactly.
I
but-
choose when to be lazy
But yes, I'm choosing to be. I will choose to be lazy.
Okay.
because
So
it
it's
gives you
difficulty
things.
4.
Difficulty 4. I am a mole person. This is combat designed for mole people.
Oh. Deeds tests specifically do not use any modifiers plus or for or against from traits or
sorry.
conditions.
Okay. So what do I roll for deeds tests?
The nature of the deed determines the life path used for the task roll. So do you have a life path that makes performing the deed more likely? Yes.
Yes.
So roll that life path.
I only roll the 1 life path. I can't add to it.
Add plus 1d6 bonus dice if testing a pre-existing focus or skill. If you already have a skill or something that is dirt foo, then maybe you can add an extra d6.
I don't. Cool.
Okay.
And I can spend fate to reroll.
You can spend fate to reroll. So it's difficulty 3.
No, 2.
No,
Three,
it was 3, and then it was going
3.
to be upgraded to 4.
Oh. Difficulty for deeds test is a little bit different.
It is. I'm looking at it. I think learning appropriate.
Ob 2 is master.
Well, I was doing Ob 1 plus 2 is actually what I was doing. Like it's Ob 1 plus based on the task itself. So it's a base and then a modifier to the Ob.
Okay.
Yep.
Roll. I got 2. I'm gonna spend fate
Okay.
because this is what you spend fate on.
Yep.
Gonna re-roll. Yeah, I don't know it.
Okay. So the way this works, either the deed's ability should be taxed for that life path, or there were consequences or conditions. It doesn't actually say you don't know it. It says you know it, but.
Oh,
So
okay.
you do know it. You know dirt foo. Yep.
So
It's just you throw dirt in their eyes when you fight them.
Let's try the tax. I want to see how that works. So I think the life path loses 1 die.
So the
For now.
deeds is taxed for the life path.
Yes, you're right.
So
Deeds are
so
tasks.
Because you can tax resources, circle, wises, and deeds.
So its deeds are currently taxed from 3d6 down to 2d6 for now.
Yeah, 4 tunnel digger.
Yep.
So then I have the temporary mole person combat focus.
You do.
And later,
Oh, hang
I
on.
can-
Tax used differently. Tax is not a number or a reduction in this. When tax is applied, it means that the player cannot make that test at all in that using that life path with an ability. So, you can't
means
make
I can't make a
you can't
I
make
can't
another
make a
deeds
ton-
test with that life path until the
until I
tax is
clear the-
cleared.
Yeah, cool. That's pretty straightforward.
Yep. So,
So-
it's just binary. It turns off the deeds for now.
Temporarily, I can't do deeds, but I do also temporarily have mole person combat focus, and if I try to reacquire mole person combat focus, I get an extra die.
You can clear
Because-
tax by using one of your life paths to hinder an obstacle test. You can clear tax from that life path rather than receiving a fate point.
Cool.
Okay.
So yeah, now I'm going to immediately try to pull him into the dirt.
Excellent. Let's do it.
this dude's just poking around in a graveyard. He's gonna get
Oh.
pulled into the dirt.
I
we just
think
we see Jaws music as there's like a tunneling, like
we just see the yeah. It's this setting's already silly. Yes, we get Jaws music. We see the very Caddyshack like tunnel
Just get tunnel.
tunnel notifier appear, and then I'm going to roll 5d6. I'm gonna say 6d6, so that's what I have tremor sense for better navigating.
yeah, that will help.
So I have tunnel digger for the base 3. I have surface skulker because I'm stealthing up upon him
You
for
are
4. I have tremor sense to have a better idea where he is for 5, and then I have my mole person combat focus for 6.
Yep. The difficulty against this against a regular stormtrooper, I will check obstacles again. They're slightly different. For this. Go. I'm not going to assume any hindering traits or conditions right now. Yeah, difficulty 3.
Cool. Yeah. It's in the dirt.
Nice. So yeah, like while you're on, you are almost at him. He stops and looks up, and you stop, and he doesn't see you, and then he looks back down and continues salvaging, and then he just gets like pulled in. There's a very short yell blanketed by the helmet, and it's maybe a third of a second, a quarter second, and then it's gone.
It's got to be a Wilhelm. It's just
Yeah,
pulled down and then bonk.
Yeah. And then he's just in the dirt, and I hit him with my digging tool.
Yep. No, in the dirt, this guy is not a fight.
In the dirt, no one can hear him scream.
Yep.
Yeah,
You
no one
have
can-
just started a war.
No one can hear him scream in the dirt.
Okay. Perfect.
And then I would like to leave. And we
And you
move to
do,
someone else.
And he was never seen again. Likely.
We
Yeah,
did
no,
tell
but-
them it's dangerous to go digging there.
Yep. Okay. So, Marissa or Presley, you are searching for the other of the Frost Shepherd representatives.
Yeah, pretty much. I have no real special ways to find them, so I'm assuming that they're not really poking around the village, but I'll kind of look around, and if I do not see them, I'm basically heading towards their camp.
Check one thing before I say for sure. Yes, okay. I don't think you need to roll to find them. You see them, like, impressive cape and all, walking swiftly towards the camp. You see there's this, like, even at nighttime, now that it's night, they are brightly lit by the glowing grasses that they're walking through in the distance.
I'm going to run to catch up, basically.
No, she will,
And,
she'll stop, and, seeing especially that it's just you and that you're probably not here to murder her, or sacrifice her into your pit, She will wait for you. She's a good like 200 meters or so away from the edge of the village. Like she's not that far. She's not that close.
Eh.
But she waits for you.
I'll run to her and basically say, "Hey, you forgot your guns. You need to come
Damn
back and pick us up."
Thank you. I appreciate that. In all the commotion, I had forgotten. Oof.
Yeah, there's a lot to notice when you first get into our village. We've done a lot since waking up.
Waking up?
Well, we showed you the different sleeping areas, and we've talked about the pods, and yeah, we've been here for about a year. Well, most of us. I mean, I guess the mole people are a little bit more of a recent acquisition. About a year ago, we had a invasion of about 200 other people, but at least 50 of us. Oh, the ones who didn't leave. Some of us were.
I think I missed that before. Could you repeat to me the whole pods thing while we walk back?
Sure. But before we get into
What's
the
your
pod
name?
thing. Oh, I'm Presley. Nice to meet you. Mrs.
Likewise.
Marine, yeah.
Sure.
But before we get on to the pod thing, what I really, really want to know is, what do you think about this grass?
It's the beacon. It called us here. It was foretold. This bright purple light. Natural, but not.
So the beacon's been here forever. Would it be more accurate to say that it was the beacon's going away that called you here?
No, we were not in a place to see it until recently. Once we saw it, we began heading over here.
About this stupid cigarette. Anyhow, all right. Well, then, since you are here now, would it make sense to maybe get rid of the beacons because you already know where it belongs?
Why would we do that? Is there a reason we would want to get rid of the beacon?
Oh, because if your chosen ancients live here, and maybe your chosen ancients don't like the grass that is pulling the water out of everything and killing us slow. If your
What?
ancients don't like the grass, maybe we should get rid of it.
Okay, let's roll to try and convince her at this point.
Oh, great! I have lots of convincing skills.
Oh yes. Do you have any life paths that might have helped you with convincing people?
I've got a stretch on school kid.
That would be a neutral life path.
Yeah, I'm going with a neutral life path on that.
All right.
The only other ones that I'm considering here, plant-wise, are gardening. But no, I'd say plant-wise maybe. Get it up to 3.
I don't know
Staying
if plant-wise is itself.
In Hot Circle, do beliefs and instincts add or take away dice?
I think they just reward you with Artha.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, I think this is a neutral life path of 6. I don't think plant-wise helps here because you're not actually talking about the plant's properties. You're saying their religion therefore demands that it must be destroyed.
Yeah.
Okay. The one last argument that I might make would be, maybe I should be using the Root Ripper life path instead, which is slightly more related here. Though not necessarily too convincing.
You pick the life path you want to use.
Yeah. As to if it would be more helpful, I imagined the Root Ripper was also failing, but still trying to convince people to join against the grass. So I could see that as a helpful one.
All right, then I'm gonna give that a shot for 3, whatever the obstacle is.
So additional life paths, I don't see school kid as helpful.
I would
Traits,
agree.
Conditions, wises, if like gardening wise might help if you have that.
I don't have gardening wise. I've got plant wise and gardening. So
Gardening's a skill, but not really a skill that helps there.
Yeah, this is convincing. So next is your intent. Do you want to convince just Sapphire? Or when Sapphire returns to camp, do you want her to then also pass this on to her superiors in a successful way? And like, yeah, how high scale do you want this to go?
difficult do I make this?
Do you want to convince this?
Well,
convince her
I
enough
of
that she will also be able to convince her superior.
I of course want that, but more realistically, I'm looking for one person at a time.
Okay, cool.
Hearts and
Obstacle.
minds.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly.
The last thing we got to figure out if you're doing the whole process here is you have to say why there consequences if the
Okay,
intent is
that
not
is in here.
achieved.
Okay. So I think that if you do not reach it, frankly, if you don't reach it, she will probably want to specifically protect the grasses as like part of their religion and become an obstacle to you.
That sounds fair.
But you would probably take a condition to her specifically.
Oh yeah, if you can have single person condition.
Yeah. So it would be like, yeah, so like a minor condition of like Scapphire's distrust or Scapphire's scorn or something.
Yes.
I
That's
like
perfect.
that.
Okay.
What would the obstacle be?
2 to just convince her right now.
All right, let's see how it goes.
Oh,
One.
you remember you
we
can
start
reroll.
with we start with one fate. I am going to re-roll that.
And
This is an
spend
obstacle
persona-
test, so it costs a
spend-
persona.
Oh, yeah.
Still worth it. This is my purpose.
Yeah, and make sure you mark persona under the Root Ripper life path.
Okay.
Oh no.
Oh.
I am not any good at my purpose.
This is why the Root Ripper only cleared out the inner circle, not the outer circle.
Yeah, they could not convince people to join them.
It was just one dude with a lawnmower. That was it.
One dude with a flamethrower. Thank you.
Flamethrower.
It started as a
Yeah,
lawnmower.
I'd imagine it's called the lawnmower now.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, you're right. The flamethrower has that name.
Or they could have taken the same engine or something and like
Yes.
literally turned their lawnmower into a flamethrower.
I mean, one of the things I've got here is endurance, and part of that is because I'm lugging around, a lawnmower.
Yep. The Sapphire
You're
just
carrying your flamethrower with you all the time.
Well, of course. I mean,
Oh,
you
no.
never know when that grass might sneak into the village proper.
Wait, is that an instinct?
No, it is not.
All right, then you may not have your flamethrower.
then make sure to
When the
state
going
when
gets
you have your
tough.
flamethrower because otherwise you might not.
Okay. I don't have an instinct, but generally, yes, it would be a reasonable assumption that I have it.
Okay. Well, you do have it as an asset, so that's
Yeah.
You just don't always have it drawn and filled.
You-
Either way,
Oh,
You
yeah.
definitely have it right now because you definitely brought it outside with us.
yeah, you're not going
And-
to go
yeah.
into the grasses without the flame.
Yeah, you're not going to go into the
Yeah.
grass without a
Suicide.
flamethrower. That's suicide. That's not
Yeah.
safe.
She looks at you for a second and then says, "The beacon is the hope of our people right now. Until we can find the ancient ones, it must stay. We cannot destroy it." She looks at the flamethrower you're carrying and says, "And as a warning, we will have problems if you do. I need to get back. This has been... Oh, my weapons. Okay. Fine, let's go get them."
Oh,
All right.
I just
And I
found the
guess
thing.
I guess I can tell you about the pods on the way. I mean, it's not
Please.
all bad.
But you still get, the condition. Indigo, what were you going to say?
I
Absolutely.
just found the thing. Assets are available for the entire scene. So you have an asset for a scene, so I don't have the mole person combat anymore until I roll deeds again on that.
Okay, or until you make them, which
Yeah.
is in advance.
Yes, that is an advancement. I have to spend, when I spend 6 fate on whatever on Tunnel Digger, I can turn it into a permanent thing.
Nice. Okay. So yeah, while I guess we can, if you want to, Marissa, we can hand wave the scene where you head back and explain the pods to her. Unless you
Very
want
much so.
to accomplish something, we could also try a test to like if you want to accomplish something but don't have it make it a scene, you can try a deeds test or something with.
But you have that condition we talked about ahead of time of Sapphire's
Yeah.
Scorn or whatever.
That's true.
Yeah, no.
At this point, I'm going to just hand wave it. There's nothing I'm truly trying to achieve. I'm not a manipulative type,
You
sort of,
tried.
right now.
Checking how conditions work. Here we go. Temporary traits. Okay.
Yeah, so as they go off to either do Mofu or talk to
Yes.
me and I was gonna go with Sasp to get my mandated food and water credit for working for the Aqueduct Guard. So we go and I'll just have a conversation with Sasp on the way there.
Sounds good. Question: can I be a German tiger? Because that sounds like it'd be fun.
That
Do it.
You're the
I'm doing an
tiger.
accent that I'm horrible at. So go
It's your
for it.
tiger.
Yeah.
German is one of the accents that I can actually do reasonably well because my mother is German. So
Oh, nice.
yes, I am now a German tiger.
You're gonna make me start doing German too. So that's pretty fucking weird, right, Sasp? Like this, this whole place is weird, but they're like also weird, Like
I must admit, this is in fact incredibly weird. I would like to suggest that they are possibly looking for a tiger. I will point out that the coherence between the grass and my suddenly becoming weird can't be just a coincidence. I would also like to point out that of the people in this town, I am both the tallest and the most majestic looking.
I can't argue with that. What if the grass is their god, right? Like what if like the grass makes people weird, which is why we're all weird.
This is very concerning. I think that eliminating the grass should be a higher priority for us.
I mean, I don't see a problem with it.
Yes, I know, but all you humans seem to appreciate weirdness. As tigers, we're much more straightforward.
You're much more methodical, right? Like you're that
Yes, we see the
cyber
thing,
tiger
we
efficiency.
pounce on the thing. It is
Yes.
very straightforward. I will also point out that we should not attempt to antagonize these people, for they are very dangerous. I think we should determine what it is they want, give it to them, and get them to go away.
Now that I'm slightly less agreeable with. What if we do the classic have you hunted a tortoise? Do you know what a tortoise is? A cyber
Cannot say.
tortoise.
Are they
They're
in
like
this?
I've seen them, but not out like here, right? So
The
they're like little
lizards with robot shells.
Yeah, there's like a big shell and they go into it, right? What if we treat Pitfall like a little shell? So we just defend Pitfall. If they try to like take stuff, then we fight them. But we don't throw the first punch, right? Because like the pit, you never throw the first punch.
Yes, I can definitely agree with that. My one thing that I would point out is that if you had such a thing with this shell and you put it in a freezer, how well will that go for it?
I mean, I'd assume the shell is warm on the inside.
This is not
I've never
necessarily a
been in
thing
a
that will happen.
I'm trying to use a metaphor, right? The lady said a metaphor, so I'm trying to use a metaphor.
Ah, yes, I have heard of these metaphors.
Yeah, I'd rather just speak straight. Don't use the weird comparing
Very
things
well.
without using like grass.
These people have the power of winter. If they decide to stand around, we are going to shortly being completely engulfed in ice and all freeze.
But what if we use the grasses to suck away the ice?
This is a good point and unfortunately somewhat unfortunate because I would rather have those grasses not here.
That's true. What if we use the grasses as a weapon, though, right? We get rid of them to put them in like shooters. Like we're in line at this point, waiting for food and water.
I'm
Just
talking very, very quietly to you at this
Yeah.
point. Then.
Yeah, like what if we like like little blowguns, right? We get blowguns, we put the grass in it, and then we like go phew, and like shoot it at the ice.
I see. But would we do that before or after we freeze?
Before, because you can't go poof if you freeze.
I see. But they have not attacked us yet then.
Exactly, it's a defensive thing, right? So when they're gonna freeze us, that's when we pull out our grass blowguns.
I see. Well, I think this is a possible plan, but we will have to do some preparation for it. Where can we
Yes,
get blowguns? What is a
I know a
blowgun?
guy. Remember, remember, Metal Raider? Maybe he could make us some metal blowguns, but also put bombs in them.
Very well. We will execute this plan.
Yes, this is a great plan. I'd like 2 waters and 2 steaks, please. Two
Wouldn't,
cyber
oh yeah,
goat steaks.
the right cyber goats. I forgot there were cyber goats.
No, only the
Cyber
old
chimeras.
Didn't they die
Yeah.
off?
Oh
Which-
yes, cyber.
Wait, didn't we wipe them
Ah,
out?
they're not all dead.
No,
I think we were
they're
just
just-
low.
We're low on them. I think we mostly eat plants. I feel like it was old people that eat meat.
Yeah, for some reason, as people age, they developed an increasing hunger for meat.
Yeah, I saw that bit. It was interesting.
Yep.
We had more flaxseed burgers than.
So maybe my actual meat is like a smaller portion. And I would just give you my portion because
Yeah.
I'm good with flax meat.
Okay.
Yeah, like some
We
nice
never
squash.
quite got to the point of changing the carnivorous tigers into herbivores.
Not quite.
Yeah, we
Yes.
tried to
No.
develop plant-based proteins and it failed.
Because someone had to cancel all the projects, and I think it was Indigo.
It was me because we were threatening the pit and my
Threatening the pit and the ziggurat.
cigarettes.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, we're off duty now, so we could go talk to Metal Raider, maybe convince him to give us, metal exploding grass blowguns.
Or the character that makes weapons.
Yeah, that's Metal. Oh yeah,
No,
that's a different guy.
That's the other guy.
The opportunist, that was his name.
Oh, the
Yes.
opportunity. Oh yeah, let's go to him. He's better. Metal Raider's a little weird.
I agree, and I think Metal Raider is about to attempt to piss off these frosty people, so I think we should avoid him.
Oh, what do you
Possibly
want?
eat him.
I'm not gonna eat him. You could eat him. That's called cannibalism. We don't do that here.
It's very impractical, but I will eat him if you do not want to.
Okay, if you want to stop him, do you want to do that first, or do you...
I think it might be advisable because that is a bit of a time thing. We want to stop him before he does anything crazy.
Okay, yeah, let's hunt him down first. Maybe eat him. I'd prefer knocking him out because it's good to have like a crazy person as a deterrent. Just not right now. So let's
Very well.
hunt them down first, and then we'll go and
I will
get.
follow your lead.
Got it.
Okay.
We'll go. Let's go hunt down Metal Raider.
Perfect. So before we cut to that, is there anything else that Indigo Marissa you want to do?
I think I'm gonna just default to the instinct. Hey, there's some spare time. I'm going to go and flamethrower a bit of grass on the outside edges of town.
Okay. So yeah,
Oh wait, after she's not right.
yeah, you
After she doesn't
you lead
see
Sapphire
anymore.
into town and say, go get your weapons, bye, and then like turn on your flamethrower.
mournfully flamethrower some grass.
I want to continue until I fall asleep in some hole somewhere tonight because we're getting kind of late.
Mhm.
But I would like to do another. Would like to do another lap. I want to go and do a lap around. We don't need to do a whole scene about it, but I want to do like a patrol lap around their camp to see if they're like assembling battle lines or anything.
Okay, now let's just do a quick test, but not have a scene for it to see how it goes. Would this be Deeds then? It's just forward, or would it be?
I think it was.
Let me double check.
Deeds test.
Deeds might just be a flashback. Oh. Go. No, it's Deeds. The first thing it says is specifically it's a flashback. It's absolutely did something in the past. So I think this would just be a regular obstacle test.
Yeah. You can just do like a patrol lap around their camp to see if they're getting
Yeah.
ready to do something.
Your
or if they're
intent is
just
to find out their intent. I
Intent.
guess.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. My only question is how much detail are you going for? Like how the more higher obstacle. If you succeed, you get more details, and if you don't, then
We do a graduated test.
Yeah.
I don't see why
but you
not.
could get caught if you're circling their camp.
Yeah, but like a baseline
You're right.
for
So
for how-
at
for
most
not getting caught.
cautious, I think it would be obstacle 2 because they're keeping an eye out. If they have laser weaponry, they might have other sensors or something. Maybe
Or
it's
or
quite
guards.
inconsistent text. Oh, they definitely have guards. It's let's do op 2.
Yeah.
Not get caught, and higher will get more.
Get more than that. Yeah. So I start with 3 for Surface Skulker. Trevor Sense and Skulking brings me up to 5. I think that's it.
Okay, cool. We got
5.
ooh,
Nice.
very nice.
Big digits.
So as you circle around here, the people are waiting. Honestly, they are waiting. They are tense. They are expecting something. There's definitely like you don't necessarily hear talking that often from underground, even with tremor sense, but yeah, there is a degree of elation that they will finally meet their gods, a fear about if that would happen or what it means if that happens. Their intent is not clear. They are not innately going to do anything. They can be pushed one way or the other. Do many things.
Okay.
With a 5, I think I will give you a bit more detailed information than that. I think you might learn a bit about their I think about their past maybe, or actually I'll give you a positive. Is it possible to give you a something as a bonus?
A positive condition?
I don't think conditions can be positive, but there could be a asset. Even like I guess assets are just for the scene. I just give you an asset that goes away after the scene where you use it.
A condition does not have to be negative, however.
Okay.
Character may choose to apply a voluntary condition to their character at the end of a session, yada yada yada.
Perfect.
They can end up happy, excited, hopeful.
Then yeah, I'll give you the condition. Frost Shepherd Insight.
Well informed.
Yeah.
Yeah, and consequent conditions last for the session.
No. Conditions can be cleared, I think, by using
set
it
up
to
a voluntary condition at the end of each session.
when you conditions are cleared by using them to hinder obstacle tests.
Oh, so I can use this against them, and that makes it go
Yes.
away.
Yes. Yep. Basically.
Cool.
Or you can make it permanent if you use a dance.
Yeah.
Figure that out. Either way. That's that.
I super like this system, by the way.
Yeah, I definitely am getting used to it, but it is
The first session is
weird.
always like, wait.
First session, especially because this time none of us really read ahead.
We'll talk about it later, but I'm super into this system.
Excellent. Hey, Jordan and Anna, you are both
Hunting down a crazy man.
You're trying to find. I think this
Metal
might.
Raider.
Let me check circles. This like you.
This
we
is a
know
circles
that
test.
we know
Is
that
this a
you
circles
know
test?
him, but circles in this version might have a different thing of like introducing a new NPC specific.
Circles is used to establish the character already knows a contact from a Yeah, you have to roll circles to make them available for a scene.
Okay, so yeah, so to find them and to make them available, I think this is circles. So air asking around, finding out where he is.
Do any of us share a life path with Metal Raider?
What are your life paths?
Mine is Downtown Born, Waste Walker, and Aqueduct Guard. I don't think he's any of those.
No, he would have been born back in my time.
Yeah, old, and then he Waste Raider, Waste Walker. So nope.
And
Pretty
he's
sure it
not a
was a
Cyber
tiger
Tiger.
born.
He's not
Nope,
a tiger.
he was not a Cyber Tiger.
He's
Nope.
not a tiger.
So the base
I would've
difficulty for
noticed.
this, at least, is 1, +1 if they're antagonistic, which after your last interaction they are.
Mm.
+1 if they that's establishing stuff. Contact is out of place or over coincidental. I don't think it's overly coincidental to find him.
Are they a higher or lower social rank than Aqueduct Guard?
Well-
I think yes.
Well, 'cause
They're
it
like
under-
this weird person who is simultaneously kind of an outcast for their attitudes now, but legitimately a really good soldier and respected for that. So it might end up being about
Say
even.
same tier.
I'd say same
Okay.
tier.
Yeah.
So up
Well,
to
just because the Circles test says Circles test is used to establish that a character already knows a contact from some previous life path. The contact must share a setting with the character and is either a new game master character or an existing contact being reintroduced. I don't
Well,
think Circles works here.
Well, this is the problem with having done the map making game ahead of time of establishing them.
We've
But
also
there
seen him
you
in
share-
this game specifically.
Yeah.
So
you
it
share
might
a
just
setting with them.
yeah. Then I would just say you find him if this isn't circles.
Okay.
I would just say the context with which you find him.
Okay, I was thinking, if Anna, you're thinking the same thing of like us sneaking up and jumping him.
We are
so we're
stalking this guy through
we're
jail.
trying to jump him.
Okay. Here's the thing. He's in his house, which is probably more fortified than the precinct itself.
Mhm.
There is a keep
Where
out
is
sign.
his house? Is it
Um,
in the pit?
No, it's not in the pit.
Bunkhouse?
That's far too near other people. It is actually at the edge of town. There are barbed wire fences set around it specifically.
Does he live at the outlet?
He made his own house?
Yes.
I mean, this is like he took over a house and basically made it his own. It has a large yard.
It is my opinion that we should go talk to the opportunist and camp out here overnight to pounce him when he attempts to leave in the morning.
All right, yeah, because we know he's in there, and if he's in there,
Lights
you
are
can't
on.
be fucking shit up out here. So we'll go talk to the opportunist, get our explosive grass blowguns, and then we'll come back here and we'll do a
Yes.
stakeout.
We could
Excellent.
also potentially leave the gas blowguns outside as bait.
I don't know if he'd be in the grill. I think nope, they explode. He'll be into them. All right, let's go.
All right, perfect. Now we want a circles test to,
Yeah.
if you want to at least have a good relationship with the opportunist, at least. Otherwise, he's
Mhm.
just a random person.
To
That,
establish the opportunist as a character.
yes, and
Yeah,
to establish
I don't-
good existing past with him.
I think he was at least a waste walker because he wasn't part of the OG crew. I think he came in later. Right?
I think
I don't
you're
remember,
right.
so I'm fine with that.
We didn't establish
That's why he's called
him
the
bef-
opportunist.
We
Yeah.
didn't establish him before or
Oh.
after that.
He was one of the old guys. So he actually was one of the original ones.
Okay.
Was he?
Yeah, because we made a point that the opportunist will sell to anyone, including the newcomers.
Oh, you're right.
You're
yeah,
right.
that's what it was.
Sorry.
Okay, so now we'll do circles then.
Yep. So average person. He's not antagonistic. He doesn't have a shared life path as you. I think he considers himself to have a higher social rank than you.
That's
I would
probably
say,
fine.
yeah.
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 I'm a little puddle private.
And I'm a tiger.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're a tiger.
Honestly, you might have the same social status as him.
I mean, in
Or-
my own circle, I totally have the same
Yeah,
social
but
status
not
as
in
him,
town.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think that's it for obstacle. So it's still obstacle 2.
Okay. I assume I'm getting help. Does help work for circles?
I mean, I'm huggable.
If you help by having already known him, which is what this is.
Okay. I think
Yeah,
the
it
most.
would make sense that the tiger would know him, sort of.
I'd need some more details to believe
Help
that.
doesn't add dice for circles checks.
I don't
Okay.
think I would really have come across this guy.
Okay.
So you
I
roll
think-
your most likely life path, so probably your aqueduct guard one is the one you would know from.
Yeah. Because the aqueduct guards went in to disable the nuclear bomb. I think it was them.
That's true. Yeah, it was them.
Oh.
Yeah.
Because he's like, hey, here's a bomb. Do you cultists want it? And the aqueduct
Yeah.
guard are like, nope.
Yeah, so you straight roll your aqueduct guard life path.
Okay,
Yeah.
so
Right, he
Neither help nor
converted to
anger.
death cultism. So keep that in mind.
yeah,
Ooh, I actually might
that
make
make
that
him
ob
hostile?
3. Yeah, ob 3 because he's
'Cause he's
hostile.
hostile.
He wasn't, but he is now because
listen, I'm off duty. He doesn't know. This is a
Uh,
Yeah,
personal
but
call.
you're
That's-
rolling the life path. That
You're
it's a
trying to
small
just-
village. He knows
Yeah.
like your
Okay.
job.
I think it's
Hold
just
on.
the 3.
Is that adding 1 to make it because he's hostile, or is the life path that is most applicable giving us a -1 because he'd be hostile to us?
Hostile is contact is antagonistic +1 obstacle.
Yes. But then it is
Is that-
also the most likely you'd encounter him, so it will both be the 3d6.
Yeah.
Um,
So I don't think there's a way around. Like, if we had another life path, maybe that's what we could use. But I think because it's specifically aqueduct guard, he doesn't like us.
Yeah,
And
but-
you can spend fate to re-roll this roll.
yep.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
It's your roll.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's ob 3. Do you want to?
I mean, I might as well spend the fate, right?
Yeah.
So I'll put. I'll spend the fate. And then I'll put under aqueduct guard, fate, vent, and then I'll do it again.
And when you spend 6, it levels up?
I think so.
I understand.
Oh, wait,
Mm,
Fate is never helping anyone.
no.
Yeah.
no.
There's a lot of things you can do, but you spend it to like bank it in the life path. You can either use it to add new assets. You can also use it to upgrade the life path to 46. There's like a few things you can do, but you spend the fate to like bank it in that life path, and then from there you can make it better.
Okay. So if the test fails, either the contact is available at hostile, or the circle's ability should be taxed for that life path. Again, he's known for selling to anyone, so I don't think he's hostile. I think circles is
It's
taxed.
just text. Okay. I
And
will
you
put
can't
that down.
roll aqueduct guard circles
Yep.
until you clear it.
Okay.
None of the other people associated with the aqueduct guards will talk to you because of this guy.
Yeah. Like, hey, we saw you
You
poking
went and
around.
pissed that guy off? Stop doing that!
He might dig up another nuke.
Yeah. So, yeah, you walk up to, of course, like the stall basically that is in front of the barbed wire fence. It's like it's like the only opening in the fence. The stall was built into the middle of it. It's not made of wood. It's also made of metal. It has
So, like mismatched tin
Rich.
siding and sheet
exactly
metal.
and tacky signage on it, but it's now become what he calls forgetting the word, but it has like sentimental value to the opportunist. He doesn't want to change it, even though he can afford to. He says, welcome to my shop. Have I seen you there before? I don't think you've been here.
No.
What was your name?
I don't normally come
Walker,
here.
right? You're one of them.
Yeah, well,
one of them aqueduct guards.
listen,
What can I do you
what
for?
I do what I gotta do to get food and water. But
Listen, I don't want to hear excuses. What do you want?
all right, I'm here with a proposition for you on a
Always
personal
listening.
level. So, me and some associates have had an idea how to deal with these frost shepherds. Are you
All
ready
right.
for this? What we do is we weaponize the grass because They probably have frost technology based
Don't
on
know
them
this at
coming during
all.
winter, and they're called the frost shepherds. So what we do is we get the grass, we pull the grass, and we add them to blowguns. Thus, when they use their frost technology on us, the grass that we blow at them will suck it up. And if that doesn't work, they're also explosive.
I got some questions about that.
This is a business partnership. I'm all
So,
ears.
how is the grass going to explode and still work? Do you know that the grass still works if you pick it up and pull it from the ground? I don't think it does.
Well, how do we get the ziggurat working? Then we had to pull it and
No,
plant it.
It was replanted. That's different than shooting it out of a gun.
It's not a gun. It's a blowgun. It's totally different. There is no
Because it blows stuff up.
combustion.
That's what you said.
Right, but there's a bomb attached to the grass that we blow out.
Then how is it going to suck
So-
up any of the water if it's
Because-
exploded?
Because it'll suck up the water first, and then it'll explode.
Want a timer?
Yeah, like a time. Like, if there's like a thing you can put at the end of the blowgun to activate the timer. That way, we're good. And then you don't get your mouth blown up.
All right, let's roll to convince him.
Please win this roll.
I want this to work so bad.
So I think the way this will work, first, because this is so ridiculous, first you need to convince him to, like, make it. Then you're gonna, like, you don't even have to now, but when you pick it up, you're gonna need to pay for it. And I think it's not a matter of if, it's a matter of how much he charges you. Because,
Okay.
like, literally his motto is, it's just a matter of price. That's, like,
true.
that's on the sign on one of the,
On the
store.
sign.
Yeah,
We have what you need. It's just a matter of price.
yeah. So it's not will he do it, it's how much will it cost.
I think the most appropriate life path would be Waste Walker, because this dude has not been out in the wastes. I know more about the grasses than he does.
Okay.
Yeah, that's very true.
You're gonna tell him, like, yeah, this is how you could do it, kind of thing. This
Yeah,
is-
like
this-
I
No, this
spent
test,
5 years.
this test the tiger can help with if the tiger can figure out a way to help.
Yeah, you know algebra, right? Like, send me
Yeah.
algebra equations.
Honestly, I'm running the calculations and going like the amount of water that could be sucked up by a single blade of grass and the time before the bomb goes off is actually quite small. I don't think this is gonna work. So I'm just gonna keep my mouth shut, which is what I do anyways.
All right.
You were
Perfect.
just along for the ride, and you're like, this dude's crazy.
No, I totally believe you. I mean, this is human stuff. Like, what do I know about it? But I suspect.
Okay.
Maybe if
Do
you took
traits-
the bomb out of it.
Do traits help?
You can have traits help here if they're specifically applicable. Yeah, you can add a d6
Now.
for traits.
I mean, I'm
Does-
sitting here looking supportive. Does Huggable help?
Oof. Are you offering
one
like a
rolling.
cyber tiger hug to this guy? Is like,
As part of the
Collateral.
payment, you could hug Saspia. They're really huggable.
they are huggable. I do like that. You know, I never got a chance to hug a cyber tiger. They usually try to maul my face off. I haven't really trusted them since, you know, the incident, and he's missing an arm.
Oh, you lost your. I was told you lost 4 fingers. You lost your whole friggin' arm.
I only had 4 fingers on it. It was
Oh,
a previous
yeah.
thing.
He holds up his hand, and 3 of them are cyber fingers.
Cyber fingers.
Yep.
Okay. So Wayneswalker. Would childish come into play?
Yes.
Yes.
I would
This is
actually
a
say so.
Charlotte's
That's
plan.
like your one connecting thing to him is in different ways you both are.
Cool.
The tiger help is a reroll, not a bonus die.
Okay.
Okay.
I don't think downtown wise helps, or hunting, or laser spearing.
Hunting. Oh wait, it's not hunting wise.
I'm
Well,
trying to
something
think if
wise,
your
yeah.
life path is actually helpful or neutral.
Aqueduct guard or
The
I'd
life
say
path
it's
you're
still
using
helpful.
to
Waste Walker.
Walker.
Waste
Waste
Walker.
Walker.
It's
I'd say
using
it's
the
helpful.
resources around you. I think that's helpful.
Yeah, okay. And
Or
I
at
think
least attempting
and
to.
you've had to barter before with probably people just
Yeah.
like him.
So that's 3, 4, 5. Does perceptive help?
I don't think so in here.
Doubt it. Yeah.
Yeah.
You didn't pull any perceptive into your argument.
That's fair.
Yep.
I'm a fast talker. Does talking fast help?
Is that a trait?
I have fast.
Uh,
Does it say what kind
Fast.
of fast?
Yeah, that's intentional. If you bring that in, I think it wouldn't help make it cheaper. If you were just trying to fast talk someone to get them to agree to something, yes. But that's also his style.
Okay,
But fast, I think, refers to you. If it was fast talker,
True.
that's fair.
Yeah.
So just 5,
Okay.
right?
And I think let's start with an obstacle 2 to convince him to do it. And then the better you
Cool.
get, the cheaper it'll be.
Awesome. And then I get a free reroll because Tiger Cuddle help.
Yep.
Yep, I am doing my best to schmooze this guy cat style.
So like if you
Ooh,
get
Tiger Cuddle help, please.
so he's like, I don't think it's gonna work. Listen, I don't do
Start walking
refunds and I don't
around
like
his
dealing with the
legs.
hassle of refunds, and then you like throw in the tiger cuddle. And let's see how it goes.
The Tiger Cuddle.
Oh, and then he
That's
mentions
fair.
that you have this conversation about it, and he's like, okay, listen, tell you what, there's some hazard pay involved and R&D, like there's some fees involved in that, but all in all, yeah, okay, I can do it. Come here,
Excellent.
come here, kitty. What?
I give you a look like I do this for you.
Listen, that cyber tiger got a cuddle, a purring matrix because tigers don't normally purr.
I heard they did.
Start vibrating things off the desk.
Oh
No,
yeah, it's just
tigers
like a
do not
box
purr.
with the thing
That
in the
is an
middle.
actual fact.
Oh, it was
Yeah,
in
big-
character. He said, I heard they did.
Oh yeah. Okay.
No. They're one of the cats that don't.
All right.
It's like
Well, it's not gonna eat my face. Doesn't look
lions.
hostile. He
Yeah.
like slowly gets closer, reaching his like cyber hand forward, and is like, okay, all right, and then eventually starts like petting you, and then goes in for a hug. Oh wow, this is soft, huh?
It's soft but
Well-
also cold and metallic.
Yeah. I like to think of myself as that too.
Quality of tigers.
You know, if you find any tiger pelts, I could buy them from you.
Listen here. Listen.
I'm not saying to do anything,
Tig-
just if you happen to come along with any. That's it. It's
Tigers are
remarkably
friends.
soft. I agree.
Jasp and I hunt together all the time.
If a tiger
I
dies
just want-
peacefully in a bed surrounded by loved ones, I'll take its pelt.
I look at Jasp like,
It's
Shrug.
all right.
I mutter, I just eat it.
all right.
We've established cyber tigers are cannibals.
Yeah.
They're opportunists.
Yeah.
See, they match well with the opportunist here.
Yes.
All right. Now, how much for
Yeah.
these exploding
There's
grass shooting?
resources.
So it's going to be a resource test when you acquire it.
It's gonna be a resource test when
When he's
so
When you acquire it, probably with a penalty attached because of the load roll here.
yep.
no, that was to get right. It was difficulty 2, I thought, wasn't it?
The difficulty 2
Yeah.
was to convince him to do it in the first
Convince
place.
him to do it.
The
Okay.
higher you got beyond 2 would have made it cheaper, basically.
Got it. Okay. I'm gonna be giving a lot of water rations to this dude.
Basically.
Yeah, so it's going to be a
End up
valuable
spilling it.
gear, like probably actually rare,
I'm considering all of them in
rare
different
and
ways.
valuable, and yeah, probably an OB 4 resource test. And it would have knocked down the OB if you got better.
Yep. Like it
On
is
our way
all
out.
it is valuable and rare and unlikely.
I'm gonna mention. So we need a lot of money for this thing.
Yeah.
We should definitely pop in what's his name's house after we get him and collect some of that.
Steal his stuff. Oh, this is why we're friends.
Perfect.
Because he can't fight us at the pit if he's unconscious or eaten.
This is very true.
I mean, the village is running out of meat.
It's true.
So
Tiger's gotta do what Tiger's gotta do.
you come to agreement. He'll start working on it for you. Like later that day, he'll have it ready because probably that's how long the game will last. It'll probably be over before the end of the next fictional day.
Yeah, this is just the day the shepherds arrive, is this whole game.
Yeah, that's usually how it works. Who's
Yeah.
next for a scene?
I'm curious to know what happened to the guy who was buried underground. Like, is he
What
dead?
happened to
Is he
that
going to get
dude?
found? Is there going
It's
to be
the
an
same
alarm sent
day,
off when
so
he
he's
doesn't come
probably
back?
still unconscious or trapped.
He's
I
unconscious and trapped.
Yes, he's unconscious and
In
trapped
the
currently
dirt.
right now.
He will probably die in that hole.
Probably. He is wearing a
He's
helmet.
already in a graveyard, so that's
He is-
good.
He is wearing a helmet, but so it might protect him from suffocating in the dirt.
Probably die. We're not sure. We will probably never find out, honestly.
Yep.
I'm
At
He
just
has been
curious. And
dealt
maybe
with.
hue and cry is going to go up with the fact that he hasn't come back.
That's not our problem today.
that,
No.
if it does,
Alright.
it probably won't happen the same day.
So bedtime.
I think so. Sapphire
Well,
went
we
and
do
collected.
do a stakeout.
Oh right, actually, you still have Sapphire's weapons, don't you?
No, I gave it to
The guard
my
captain.
Okay,
Yeah,
yeah.
Sapphire.
Yeah. Then like half an hour after she went to the village, she comes out with the weapons. And
Yeah.
then she heads back to camp.
Cool. So do we want to talk about epilogue for this one? To kind of do a brief. I know we're gonna have a couple like weeks off in the middle here before we move on to the next thing. If we want to talk about epilogue for this,
Do we
or
want
what
to
the
end it
morning-
here?
Yeah, are
Or-
we fading to black?
I was
babe.
gonna because we just had one more thing of staking out Metal Raider's house until he comes out and jumping him and seeing how that goes.
Yeah, you can attempt the jump, and then we can talk about an epilogue for this and how we're gonna move into the next thing.
Okay. Yeah, I'm good with that.
Does it need to be a scene, or could it just be a what's it?
Just a
It
roll.
doesn't necessarily need to be a scene. Even
Yeah,
tests don't need to be
A
seen.
deed, I think is the word.
No,
Um,
Deed's
that's like a-
Deed, we thought it was for hand waving scenes, but it's really just for flashbacks. This would just be a test, just a regular test.
Yeah.
Wait,
So our
I'm definitely taking point on this one.
yeah,
Yeah.
you take
Yeah.
point. I'll help.
Yeah.
So
you're more built to hunt things than I am.
yeah, I think this will be probably just
Quite
one
literally in
roll
this case.
to both stay hidden and ambush him when he leaves without him seeing you. So if he sees you outside his house hiding,
Sounds good.
that'll go differently.
Yeah. I love how
So-
our plan. Oh, sorry, you go.
No, go for it.
I was gonna say, I love how our plan is have crazy guy make us crazy nonsensical weapon, pay for it by raiding Metal Raider's house.
After
How a tiger makes
potentially-
sense to me.
Yeah, I mean, I'm following your lead. I don't get paid enough to care.
It has
Okay.
nothing to do with the aqueduct.
Exactly. I'm saving the aqueduct.
So I'm surprisingly inconspicuous, which will definitely help with the hiding. I am.
We start with the life
Hunting-
path. Which life path are you starting with?
Oh yes, definitely waste hunter.
Okay. Yep.
Yeah. So surprisingly inconspicuous, hunting and pouncing. Does waste wives help me at all here?
Not in this case. He's not in the
I
waste.
don't think so.
Yeah,
He's
yeah.
not in the way.
Inside. Does my cybernetic front leg attachment help me here?
Not that I'm aware
If you-
of. Not
It's
I
that I'm
think
aware
that's
of.
just-
Describe it in a way in which it does, then
So-
I don't
It's-
think it does. This is a ability test, right? Not
This is
ability
a-
test.
It's a kind
This
of
is an
weapon.
obstacle test.
So it's a kind of weapon, like the sort of thing that, basically makes the one front leg stronger. I don't know if that would matter for overpowering this guy.
No, like tools like that are more fictional as opposed to adding extra rolls.
And for this one,
Okay.
I think what matters is if you get the jump on him more than anything else. If
Yeah,
you-
it's 2-on-1. You're a
Sounds
tiger.
reasonable.
You
Yep.
get 5. The help
And-
is a reroll.
Okay. Cool. All right.
Okay.
Oh, wait, don't you
Your
have hunting as a
difficulty
skill? Did you count hunting?
Yeah, hunting and pouncing.
difficulty
okay.
here will be 3.
Okay. And I got 5 dice.
Yep.
All right, here we go.
Oh,
So you have help
With our
to
roll.
reroll.
Yeah, definitely re-rolling that.
So you pounced. but you
Hey!
Oh,
didn't.
nice.
Don't even have to go into my fate.
Okay. So yeah, I think we see it from the perspective of Metal Raider. Every day, 7 a.m. sharp, he opens the shutter on his door, peers around, closes it, cocks his shotgun, opens the door slightly and looks out and comes back in. Not literally every day. This is probably just today because the Frost Shepherd's reality. Opens it slowly, peers out more like his whole time and looks around. And in his mind, he's like, okay, the entire village is not burned down while I slept. Good. And then he puts a shotgun like on a shoulder holster. He like uncocks it, puts it on the shoulder holster. He's like, okay, I'm not under immediate attack. Steps out, and then like above him, like on his roof or something, you two are just there.
On top of his porch.
Yeah.
Can you imagine he doesn't look up because he's looking for mole people?
Well, he also
So he's looking down.
yeah, he's looking down.
That's what he's used to.
Yeah.
Lovely. We're Jaguars.
He
when
has
you
like
look
a
up.
front porch with lots of holes on it from when he's blown, like he shot his own porch with his shotgun. What do you do to him?
Well, I'm just gonna pounce on him because I'm a tiger and that's what I do. So I probably pounce and bite.
Okay.
All right.
You say whether you kill him or not.
He's
'cause
on
this
the
is your
outskirts of
role.
town. For the purposes of this scene, no one else is around.
So I mean, I'm not trying to kill him.
You want
But
to roll
humans
a
have
D6?
such delicate
Like skulls.
biological.
You want to
Yeah,
roll a D6
their
on
skulls are so soft. They're not
Yeah.
cybernetically enhanced.
4 to 6, he's dead?
Yeah, roll a d6.
I will leave it. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I'm a tiger. You know,
Die
that
of
happens
fate.
when pouncing. What am I rolling?
A D6, I think. On a
Yeah, so-
4 higher, he's dead.
Oh, D1D6. Does this work?
He
He's
is
dead.
super
He's
dead.
Insta dead.
Dead.
Done.
I go-
Crushed on
Yep.
the skull. Oh, I think I bit
I go,
too hard. I think I bit too
"Oh."
hard. Sorry.
I go like, oh jeez.
Currently on his front porch. So do you just like drag his body inside and start looting the place?
Yeah, we drag his body inside. We don't immediately go to looting the place because I think we are smart enough to know that this place is probably trapped out
It's
to the nines.
definitely booby trapped.
So we're going to be doing this cautiously.
Mhm.
But we drag him inside and close the door.
Okay, and we'll end the scene there.
Yeah.
Oops.
Aren't you a police officer equivalent?
Oh, listen, we only
No.
got
Or
the
the-
walls and the aqueduct.
That's
Everything
it.
else is the Death God's domain.
A very strict
Accident.
mandate.
Just throw him into the pit.
Yep, we drag him out into the pit when no one's looking, as is custom.
Sasp is just, a facilitator of the Death God.
Actually, he's dead. Why can I not eat him?
I mean, listen, if you want to get rid of the body that way, it's all on you. All
I
right?
will get on that. You loot the house.
Okay.
Okay. Perfect.
Dynamic duo.
Yep.
And are we good to end the session with that then?
Yes, I think so.
I was gonna throw out there. I super like this system.
Mhm.
I'd be willing to just keep playing this system.
Oh man, it's so
Honestly,
silly.
so am I. One of the things that was making me hesitant to GM before is because I didn't have a lot of energy to. This system, and that's why I chose it. Most of these systems don't require a lot of GM energy.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So I'd be fine to keep GMing it, or if we wanted to switch roles.
We could do a rotate. We were still planning on doing rotating GMs for it.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Then are we all good to keep playing this system? Do we want to keep doing it for Hot Circle?
Do we want to be discussing this on air?
Yeah, why not?
I'm
Doesn't
fine
matter.
too.
Yeah, doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Welcome to the authentic session stuff where we talk about logistics and scheduling and availability
Oh, we're
and
playing.
preference.
I completely
Yeah,
forgot
I'm-
we were live streaming, so that's great.
You're fine.
Our viewer doesn't mind.
Yeah, and
Do we
that
even
viewer
Apparently
have
is
got
me.
viewers
like
right now?
rated. I saw like 3 accounts in chat that were like saying these identical things. This is
Oh,
not a
yeah.
raid, it's a sandwich with 4 exclamation marks afterwards.
Whatever. Cool.
What?
It's in
Whatever.
chat. I don't know any of the names.
It's true.
Cool.
Am I the only one who sees my video lagging?
Oh, it
Yeah,
is. I didn't
yes.
notice that.
Just
Oh,
recently.
I think it just happened
Yeah.
because it wasn't doing that before.
Yeah. It
Okay.
wasn't.
Oh, it's caught up again. Okay, cool.
Uh,
Okay, so I'd like to say thank you very much for letting me play. I really appreciate it and getting to meet you guys who Marissa keeps talking about.
Yeah.
So unfortunately, my availability is kind of iffy because I have other commitments on Sundays. I would really like to keep playing. It'll be a matter of whether or not I can get here. Luckily, I have a character who pretty much never speaks in the presence of anyone else, which should make it fairly easy for me not to be there.
It's also acceptable for them to just go off and do tiger things once
Yeah.
in a while.
Yeah. Yeah. What I was thinking for if we were going to keep doing Hot Circle would be not having a different cast of people, not like humans, but like characters of like 2 life path people in the town. This is the same idea I had for Cypher, having kind of like lower level kind of uh a cycle or year session set, whatever our year equivalent is,
Hmm.
after we can just assume the Frost Shepherds march their way into town.
Yeah.
And our feeble attempts to stop them with blowguns.
So, I guess the only question I'd have, which we could decide as a group then, is what do the Frost Shepherds end up believing their god is? Who are the ancient ones?
It's not the
Well, I
people.
know who
No,
the
who do they
ancients are.
believe they are, is what my question is. Not who are they. Who do they end up thinking, or do they just never
I'm
find out?
thinking the regal eggs.
The regal
Yeah, the
eggs.
regal eggs. Well, we've never actually seen the regal beings, and they do seem kind of stuck on somebody who's tall and regal looking.
And they were described as tall, ridiculously thin, and wearing crowns. So they really do fit that description before
I don't think
all
they ever
died.
said they were wearing crowns. I think you added in like, oh yeah, these things.
No.
Right?
Oh yeah,
But
and
they-
I drew a crown on it. And
Oh, right. We drew a crown on it because they were. Yeah. I don't know. I don't think
drew
it was.
a crown on it because I felt like it.
Can't remember if they were meant to be
But
literal
it's
crowns.
in the art, therefore that's a thing.
Yeah, that's how they are
So
depicted
I-
now.
I like to think that
They didn't find them.
that's why they're staying because they didn't find them.
They're
Yeah,
still
and-
looking.
Or
They're
whether
like,
they've split up into different factions, saying, "I think it's these people. I think it's these people."
that
I
makes a
joined
lot
into
more
the
sense.
council.
They splintered and like
Yeah.
created their own factions, merged with some of the others.
But as a force, they stay as an occupying force to
Yeah.
civilize the savage town of Pitfall.
Yeah,
Again, the second
Wait a second.
try.
but
Does
now
that
there's
mean the
thousands
mole
of
people
them.
faction choose your character as their leader?
No, there's only
Well,
one
there's
mole person.
no
He
mole people
is the
left
mole
to be a
person.
faction.
There's
They're-
only
yeah.
one mole person.
No, the frosty mole person faction.
Oh.
The frosties who think it's the mole people.
Yes, you're like their messiah.
Yeah, some people have secreted away 1047.
Oh, like people would just start leaving like offerings of precious stones or whatever they could find that they think a mole person would like in front of your house, and then it would start getting more and more elaborate.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's go with that.
So,
Yeah.
are
Yeah,
we wanting to continue Hot Circle, or do we want to try Cypher? Is I think the big question.
I
Because
am
while
more
I
Yeah.
Personally, I am more excited to continue Hot Circle than I am for Cyphers because we wanted to play Burning Wheel, but we were having trouble smashing Burning Wheel into form.
This sort of smashes it into form. Yeah.
Yeah,
Just
Hot
smashes
Circle is a
in
lot more
form.
flexible and easy to smash.
Um,
And also I think it fits our setting more with like just weird social things is our setting, and while Cypher is weird, it's I think usually weird adventuring things, and Well, not so much adventuring as just, I guess we all live here now, over and over again.
Yeah, but we just
Yeah.
keep changing who we are. We just live here.
Yep.
The Tales of Pitfall.
Yep. Okay. So we will be back. I don't know if all of us will be back depending on availability in 2 weeks. With likely our next session.
Pitfall Rebels or whatever. The
Pitfall
clever name.
Rebellion.
Pitfall Rebellion.
Yep. We'll figure out a name for it. I might design a thing for it now. Okay. Awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you for watching. I didn't change it. Okay. Cool. It's the mask screen. Here's the mask screen again because I didn't switch this one.